It's clear the Astros are a much better team than they were just a few months ago. The question is, how good can they be? With elite level starting pitching, one big piece to the puzzle is firmly in place. Can the offense find enough consistency to make it all fit? Another chance to bring it all together next. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Comcast Sportsnet brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today it's the finale of the homestand and the deciding game of this three-game series between the Houston Astros and the Milwaukee Brewers. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Day Baseball. Bill Brown and Alan Ashby. Julia Morales joins us in just a moment. The Astros already have made this their best homestand of the year at 4-2, and they would love to get this clinching game of this series, Ash.
No doubt about it. Playing good baseball, up and down. And I guess most clubs go through it that way, but the starting pitching has provided some very nice ups for this ball club.
And lately, what a good run of starting pitching for the last few weeks since May 27.
Since that, Mark Brownie, best ERA as a group in all of Major League Baseball. That is worth considering. Since you take it back 5 weeks, May 15th, best ERA in the American League. It's really amazing when you consider the way the start of the year went. But you look at that list of names and the ERAs attached, they are awfully good. This group has been a terrific leader for the club.
Lucas Harrell has really come around the last few starts, and his ERA is coming down.
Yes, and he has his struggles early on, as he did in this win against the White Sox. But when he settles in, gets the breaking balls and that good hard sinker down, he can be very effective. When he settles in, he'll make it roll and make the game look just about as easy as anybody.
Giovanni Gallardo will be his mound opponent today. He is 13-3 lifetime against the Astros. Now Julia Morales joins us on the field. Julia.
Thank you very much, Brownie. After a tough loss last night, the performance of Jose Altuve may have been overlooked, but then again, it's these kind of performances that the club has become accustomed to. There, 3 hits, 3 stolen bases for Altuve last night, doing everything he could to get the offense going. And talking to him, he said the 3 hits didn't mean as much when you lose, but he's feeling really good at the plate right now. Even after an 0-5 night, those are rare for him. He's more likely to have a multi-hit game. He's had 4 multi-hit games out of the last 10. Then on the base pass, you see him 3 steals last night for this guy. He's always got the green light, and he told me, I always want to steal. Every time I'm on base, I want to steal. It's one of his favorite parts of his game. He continues to rank at the top when it comes to second baseman. Check this out in the American League. 6th with batting average, 296 there. 16 stolen bases with the 3 last night. He's tied for first, and then 81 knocks. He's 3rd there. And we joked the other day about Jason Castro being Altuve's favorite player right now. Well, I can tell you that Altuve is probably a big-time favorite amongst this club for everyone else. Now it's up to the fans to put their second baseman into the Midsummer Classic by doing the voting. All right, coming up, the Astros will try to push some runs across today as they look to take the series from the Milwaukee Brewers. The guys in the booth will have more after the break.
Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Inside the team store in Union Station. And now we move on into Minute Maid Park. And welcome back on Comcast Sportsnet. It's the Astros and the Brewers. And we've talked about the starting pitching and how good that's been for the Astros in the month of June. A little more support with runners in scoring position could allow this club to take off, Ash.
Team 17 and 16 since May 15th, and that's where the pitching has been so good. On the driving in the runs, that's where some troubles have come. You can see in the month of April, the club got off to a very rocky start in that regard, hitting 209. Tuned it up very well in May, hitting 278, much above the league average at 258. But in June, it has really quieted down, and that's just kind of a nice way of putting it. 157, last night's ball game, a reflection of that. And when it's all said and done, just simply tough to win. But the guy that's been really good, Matt Dominguez, even though the batting average on the season not all that high, he has been a big run producer. He has been driving in runs, recently slamming his first grand slam of his career. Here, a double that drove in some runs. The grand slam here, high off the wall in left field. Matt Dominguez leads the ball club in RBIs, and he's been picking it up, obviously, in key situations for the club. One guy that's coming through.
The number 8 hitter with 40 runs batted in. Coming up, Jose Altuve was on the run last night with 3 stolen bases, all the right moves. We'll have more coming up next. Bags packed. They're ready to move on to Wrigley Field in Chicago over the weekend, so get used to a stretch of day games. 4 in a row starting today. The Brewers start with this lineup for Ron Renicky. They are 9-8 in the month of June. It's Gene Segura leading off today at shortstop. Logan Schaefer's in right field in the number 2 spot. Carlos Gomez is having a very good year in center field, batting third. The DH is Aramis Ramirez. With Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher, Juan Francisco at first base, Yuniesky Betancourt at third, Scooter Gennett at second, and Caleb Guindo in left field.
Lucas Harrell goes to the mound for the Astros, 28 years of age. He's 5-7 on the season, 4.48 the ERA. Turning things around of late. His last 4 starts have been much better. In fact, the last 3 extremely good, including one 7-inning shutout for Lucas in that span. Last time out against the White Sox. And Lucas Harrell, that focus is about strike one and getting the pitches down around the knees, and he starts up.
And the appeal goes to first. Check swing call there by Tim Welke at first. Dan Bellino's the home plate umpire, and it's ball 1 to Gene Segura. .329, the 4th best average in the National League for Segura. He looks at that one right down the pipe, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Segura's second in the National League in hits with 91. Very good-looking young player. He takes there, and it goes to a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Segura 1 for 4 last night. He also had a hit and was hit by a pitch Tuesday night in the opener. And fouls that one for a 2-2 count. Segura right now is the only player in the big leagues with 10 homers and 20 steals. He's 5th in total bases in the National League. Really has burst upon the scene this year and has a .520 slugging percentage. Rolled out to Jose Altuve at second. On over to Carlos Pena at first. One out for Lucas Harrell.
Defensively for the Astros behind Lucas Harrell this afternoon. Behind the dish, Carlos Corporon. Around the infield right to left, Carlos Pena, Jose Altuve, Marwin Gonzalez, and Matt Dominguez. And in the outfield, it's Justin Maxwell getting a start in center field, flanked by Trevor Crowe in right and JD Martinez in left.
Inside Minute Maid Park, the Astros are 14-25 this year. Here's a good defensive player, Logan Schaefer, starting in right field today, looking at ball 1. In fact, he entered this year as the best defensive outfielder in the Brewers organization, hitting .242. Fouling it back for a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and he is 0 for 6 in this series. Ron Renicke's club 29-41, 16 games out in the NL Central. Brewers have won 7 of their last 11. Bouncer back to Harrell. 2 down. And Lucas, a ground ball specialist. He could be a ground ball machine when things are going well for him.
And with his nice quick pace, I think it really helps the fielders. I think everybody is anxious to play behind him.
Carlos Gomez has been a challenge for pitchers around baseball this year. And he is presenting the entire package, a .317 batting average, 12 homers, 37 runs batted in, second in total bases in the National League with 151. Tremendous defensive player. He is doing it all. There's strike 1 to Gomez. Gomez with a big cut there. We saw him take some huge swings last night, Ash.
That was a great combination of first pitches against a guy who loves to air it out with the bat, as you talk about, Brownie. Take a look at that swing, and then it was a reaction like, what was that, as the ball darted in on the hands.
Oh, just off the plate. 1-2. Very good 0-2 offering from Lucas Harrell.
First 3 pitches here on Gomez, outstanding on the edges.
Harrell gets into that attack mode. That's the way he works. But it's 2-2 now for him, and he'll need to come up with something here. Gomez had a couple of hits in the opener of this series, 0 for 3 last night. And he got one down with movement for a strikeout. And a very quick, scoreless first inning for Lucas Harrell. first. Now the Astros come up. Bo Porter's lineup card begins with Trevor Crowe in right field. Jose Altuve's at second base with Jason Castro, the DH. The cleanup man is catcher Carlos Corberto, a former Brewer. J.D. Martinez plays left with Carlos Pena at first. Justin Maxwell in center. Matt Dominguez at third. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop.
Tough 27-year-old right-hander Giovanni Gallardo on the hill. 6-6 on the year. He struggled to an ERA at 4.41, but 13-3 lifetime against Houston. And a guy went on his game, and he's been getting better and better of late. That can be very tough.
Strike one for Gallardo to Trevor Crowe. Trevor at 194 has one homer. He's driven in 4. Brandon Barnes getting a day off today with Crowe in right field and Justin Maxwell in center. It's a breaking pitch inside, 1-1. Gallardo, a dynamic pitcher with 13 wins against the Astros, 3 losses and a 2.87 ERA. Second among active pitchers to Aaron Harang with 14 wins against Houston in their careers. Gallardo, a second-round pick in 04, born in Mexico, grew up in Fort Worth. That's punched to left field, and there's a diving try, but it gets by Caleb Gendel. Goes to the wall, and here's the race now for Crowe around second, headed for third. And the throw from Gomez, and the tag, he's out. Well, what a play by Carlos Gomez. He came all the way over from center field to pick up that ball on the warning track in left field and made the throw to get Crowe at third.
Well, that's a heck of a play all around. Trevor Crowe, it felt to me like was doing the right thing. It took a perfect execution by the Brewers to come up with the out. As he drops this line drive in and that diving effort, it gets by. It is the sprint to the finish line. And again, the Brewers just come up with everything they could possibly do to get that out. Watch this throw on a line, on a hop. And that play at third base is as good as you can do it on the back end.
It really is by Betancourt. Jose Altuve takes the ball. Yeah, great play all around. The hustle of Gomez, the quick and strong throw of Gomez to third, and then the pickup by Betancourt and the tag. As for Gendel, well, he tried. 1 ball, 1 strike. But left fielders are told to be very aggressive in this ballpark. Try to break in and take away those line drive hits. That's what he tried to do. And Crowe got a double, his first of the year.
Yeah, I like your comment, Bronny, about Gendel. Trevor Crowe tried, and he tried with everything he had. But look at this throw. And that tag, that's very close at third base. I don't know if Trevor was actually out, but the Brewers executed so well they get the out.
Strike for Gallardo, who got a lift from that opening play. Now he's at 2-2 on Altuve, 295, 3 homers, 27 driven in, and a 326 on base average. Big night last night for Jose. 3 hits, 3 steals. But the Astros lost it 3-1. That's strike 3 for Gallardo. His 70th strikeout of the year.
Defense for the Brewers here this afternoon. Behind the plate, Jonathan Lucroy. Around the infield, Juan Francisco at first. Scooter Gennett, Gene Segura, and Yuniesky Betancourt, who came up with that nice pick at third base. Outfield, Carlos Gomez with the throw, flanked by Logan Schaefer in right, and Caleb Gendel in left field, or Gendel, excuse me.
Jason Castro's the batter. Castro is on a 6-game hitting streak, 9 for 23 during those 6 games, 274 for the season, 10 bombs. He's driven in 25, 2 for 8 in this series. He chops one to first, fielded there by Francisco with the toss to Gallardo on a 9-pitch first inning. No runs a hit, nobody left. Big play at third, no score.
CSNHouston.com and click on In-Game Live to enhance your Astros experience via computer, smartphone, or tablet. Get in-depth stats and join the social buzz. In-Game Live only on CSNHouston.com.
Well, the Astros signed their 10th round pick today, Austin Nicely, left-handed pitcher from Virginia, like Billy Wagner. Had a scholarship offer and turned that down to begin his pro career. Lucas Harrell gets it going now against Aramis Ramirez in the second inning. And that's foul. Strike one.
Nicely smallish left-hander. Ooh, boy, that makes you think of Billy Wagner, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Aramis has been nursing a knee injury much of this year. DHing today. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He was the DH Tuesday night. He played third base in last night's game. And he homered in the 9th inning last night in Milwaukee's 3-1 win. Bounces that one foul for a 1-2. Did you see the late movement on that pitch?
Yep. He gets that ball just turning over, and he creates a nice late sink. Throws hard, and when on his game, when he's down, he'll create a ton of ground balls.
Oh, Carlos Corcoran down on that foul ball.
Carlos Corcoran says, and some really nasty foul tips as well.
Yeah. Ouch.
Is that the way to start a day?
No.
I ask you. Look at the action on that pitch.
Ooh. Top of the clavicle, maybe. That one bounces. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
So for good measure, let's go ahead and jam a hard slider in the dirt.
Carlos was with the Milwaukee Brewers. Got his first major league hit with them. There's a story behind that. A pretty good one, too. He was drafted in 03 by the Brewers in the 12th round. But they really did not retain him. He became a free agent, moved along to Arizona. Then the Astros signed him after the 2010 season. A big cut by Ramirez. Still 3-2. Carlos got his first major league hit in 09. That was his only at bat with Milwaukee. And it came in a blowout game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati shortstop Paul Janisch was pitching at that time. Then after the game, the Brewers got on the bus for the short ride back to their hotel in Cincinnati from the ballpark. And Carlos was the last man to get on the bus. And his teammates were applauding him. Ooh, hit by a pitch, Ramirez. And he spun around and got that one. It looked like around the left wrist. You see on the replay as he leads off with the hit batsman here.
He might have had a well-placed elbow pad here. Let's see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
And Carlos Corcoran, watch him sprint out in front. He wants to make sure that there's no intent to charge the mound here. Yeah, this is where the catcher comes in between. Pad or no pad, that might have smarted.
Mm-hmm. So Ramirez now is at first base, and it's Jonathan Lucroy. So somebody said to Carlos Corcoran, "We'll just sit here in the first seat in the bus. You got your first major league hit today." Well, that happened to be Bob Uecker's seat. And Ueck was always the last man on the bus. So then Ueck came in, and he feigned anger when he saw a player sitting in his seat. It went off a little bit, but it was all an act. And then he said, "No, Carlos, you sit right here next to me."
So Carlos was sitting there in the front row, huh?
In the front row.
Yep.
1-1. So Uecker finally does get a front row seat after all.
He's had one for a long time.
Yes, he has.
You know what? He maintains his enthusiasm for the game and for life.
He really does. 1-2.
You know that image you get of Bob Uecker in the movies and everything he's done. It's real. It's part of who he is. Very dry-witted.
He was great on that Tonight Show. We
yes,
talked
he
about
was.
that the other night. Line drive into right field by Lucroy. And Ramirez takes second base. It's first and second with nobody out as Lucroy got his hands out in front and hit the 1-2 pitch between first and second.
That swing was exactly what pitchers hate. They hate when they feel like they make a really good pitch, tie a guy up, and he flips it the other way for a base hit. Watch this fight-off job. And that's just good hitting. That hard-running sinker in toward the hands, and the guy just carves it to right.
Lucroy hit .320 last year. 2 men on now for Juan Francisco, who was acquired June 3rd from Atlanta by the Brewers. .225, 6 homers. He's driven in 21. Francisco takes a look at that one, and it's ball 1 for Lucas Harrell. Lucas had a problem earlier this year with bases on balls, but he has forced 16 double plays. That's tied with Felix Hernandez for the American League lead. He's walked 41 in 84 1/3 innings coming into this game, ranking very high in bases on balls. Lately, though, he's gotten much better at that. He walked 1 in 6 2/3 innings in his last start. Walked nobody 3 starts ago in 7 innings. Now Francisco works it his way at 2-0.
That was a nice effort at a changeup by Lucas Harrell, and it just drifted below the knees, but well spotted.
Lowest percentage of strikes among American League starters.
Yeah, that shouldn't be with Lucas Harrell. That's my comment in watching him. Usually those sinker ball pitchers will just throw strike after strike.
Now Francisco has a 3-0 pitch coming next. Harrell, in 24 career starts at Minute Maid Park, is 9-9 with a 3.62 ERA. Big cut there, makes it 3-1 on the foul tip.
We have seen at least a few hitters recently against the Astros swinging on the 3-0. White Sox and Brewers, 2 teams not playing well. Sometimes that can really be frowned upon. It doesn't look good with a team that's not playing well.
Fouled away. 3-2.
Lucas Harrell, maybe a little alteration in his last start. Overall, the curveball, not throwing it as much as he did last time out. He threw it quite a bit last time. He backed off the slider. What happens a lot of times is guys will pick up a feel for a pitch on a given day and just not have it the next time. Take Jordan Lyles. Curveball wasn't in his feel last time out. Jordan Lyles, you go back 2 starts in Seattle, had a curveball that was on the money time after time, got enormous numbers of swings and misses. The strikeout pitch came on that one during the course of the night, and then the very next time out he said, I didn't have a feel for the curveball.
That's strike 3. Instead of ball 4, as Francisco was hoping. 1 out.
Well, let's see where Lucas spots it. Gets the benefit of a call, maybe under the knees. It's been close on a number of pitches, and sometimes you miss close, and then you finally get a call.
Francisco just stood there for several seconds. Now he's very slowly walking back to the dugout. Wow. There's a delay of game right there, Ash.
I thought he was going to continue on down to first base just to say, look, you think you want to reconsider that call?
5-yard penalty, Juan Francisco. Now Yuniesky Betancourt is the batter. He might be black flagged to the pits the way he's walking today. 212 for Betancourt, 8 homers, 31 runs batted in. Bouncer third, backing up Dominguez. He goes high to second, and down on the bag for the out is Altuve. And that's it, as it's out number 2, getting Lucroy from 5 to 4. Betancourt to first, Ramirez to third.
Altuve does a lot of things quickly, including coming back down to earth as he goes up on this. Really not much option here for Matt Dominguez. He tries to get it into Altuve's hands quickly, and watching Betancourt go down the line A good throw there to Jose might have set up a double play.
Might have. He barely escaped Lucroy knocking his leg out from underneath him there. On the slide into second base. Dominguez starting the force play. Now it's Scooter Gennett. 219, 1 homer. He's driven in 5. That's strike 1 to him. You remember a baseball player named Scooter anytime in recent years?
Marco Scutaro went by Scoot, and that sort of, wow, what a year he's having for the Giants after a great finish last year. Scooter. Of course, there was the Scooter. The Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese, I think he was the Scooter, right?
I think it was Phil Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzuto was the Scooter. Okay,
yeah.
Well, you know, it was kind of same era, different player, but
yeah.
Okay. No, I don't remember.
Remember anybody actually named
Scooter?
That's his actual name, Scooter Gennett.
That's kind of like Stretch Suba.
Yeah.
Long-time Astros bullpen coach and master of so many things with the club, but his real name is Stretch, after Willie McCovey.
He was the master of lamps.
Boy, he could do lamps and do them well.
Oh, he's made probably thousands of lamps out of broken bats. And the lampshade would be what, the batting helmet?
Yeah.
3 balls and a strike.
Ran into Stretch out in San Diego this year, doing well. I have to report for all the fans, the Suba fans. And
did he get a job in baseball?
no, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Maybe looking for one.
Fouled away. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Scooter Gennett. Caleb Gindel is on deck. Dallas Keuchel will go tomorrow as the brief 3-game road trip begins at Wrigley Field. It's a 1:20 start. The Julia Morales show will begin at 1 o'clock, right after Astros pregame live at 12:30.
Is her name listed on the top of that show?
Well, it should be. Dallas Keuchel and Matt Garza tomorrow at 1:20. This will be the 3rd full count for Lucas Harrell in this ball game already, adding up to 38 pitches.
Guys who throw that hard 4-seamer will see a lot of foul balls. Guys who throw a lot of sinkers generally don't get a ton of foul balls hit like this.
Runner takes off from first. Broken bat. It goes out to Altuve's left. He drops the ball, and a run scores. And it's 1-0 Milwaukee. The barrel of the bat went flying by. Altuve, with a slowly hit bouncer, came over to his left, reached down, and then couldn't find the handle. So Gennett reaches, and Ramirez scores from third. Barrel of the bat landed in shallow right field.
Well, this is tough when you start giving up runs like this. I think infielders will tell you unanimously that they'd rather have a little something on the baseball so that it gets in and stays in the glove, but really no excuse, and I don't think Jose would offer one.
Well, he's tagged with his 6th error, and the run is unearned, and now it's Caleb Gindel. Gindel takes a look at it, and it's ball 1. He made his major league debut on Saturday. First career start today. He is looking for his first major league hit. He was a 5th-round draft choice in 07. He's from Pensacola, Florida. 23 years old. Fly ball out to left center field, going back for it. Justin Maxwell to the warning track. He dropped the ball. And now 2 more runs are going to score as Gindel heads for third base. And here's the relay, and not in time. 3-0 Milwaukee. Well, the floodgates have opened.
First start back in center field for Justin Maxwell, and this was not anticipated. And you've hit that stage of a ball game that you hope to never hit, but the what in the world's going on stage.
Maxwell draws his 2nd error.
It's just gliding over for Justin, and a guy with his abilities, a rather routine play. Eyes stayed on the baseball. You wonder if the head was starting to get on the wall.
He took a little spill off that post. 2 runners score on the 2nd error of the inning. And now Gene Segura comes around. Segura taking that pitch, and it's ball one. Kindle at third on the 3-base error by Maxwell. Harrell delivers that time and evens the count at 1-1. What a tough inning. Altuve dropped the ball, could have been the third out. Maxwell dropped the ball, could have been the third out. Showing bunt, Segura takes it for a strike, and it's 1-2. Well, the Astros now have made 55 errors this year. This is their 74th game. They've allowed 36 unearned runs. Just about a half an unearned run per game. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think that kind of stat is anticipated about clubs that are not playing well. But right now, the way the club has been playing, it's surprising that the defenses continue to create some problems.
Roller back to Harrell. Tossing over to Pena. It's a 33-pitch inning, 3 unearned run score on 1 hit with 2 errors and a man left. Brewers 3, Astros nothing.
Brings the heat with special guests and in-depth analysis on Sports Talk Live every night at 5 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet. Brandon Barnes, who's usually out in center field, getting the day off today, just a day off. He's played every day here recently since Maxwell's been out, and the moves in center field, and he did have a day off in Kansas City with a tight hamstring. He doesn't like having days off, but it's just a good chance for him to get some rest. Bo Porter talked about the luxury of having a couple of guys that can play in center field like Maxwell, and it's good to have Crow who can switch hit as well, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Carlos Corporan, the batter. Looking at ball one from Giovanni Gallardo, 3-0 Brewers. Corp at 302 with 4 homers, has 10 runs batted in. As a left-handed hitter, he's hitting .289. He's had 86 at-bats this year. Gallardo throws it in there for a strike. He has pitched scoreless baseball in each of his last 2 starts. Totaling 14 innings of work. Last time out, he shut out the highly talented Cincinnati Reds for 6 innings and a 6-0 win. Before that, he stopped Miami for 8 shutout innings. Hit by the pitch. Carlos Corporan heads for first.
Talk about things that drive pitchers crazy. You try to throw a breaking ball and wind up hitting a guy. Very frustrating. Just a bender that Carlos didn't move a whole lot on. Yeah, that's the look. Really, could I have done anything stupider?
Third hit batsman for Giovanni Gallardo. J.D. Martinez will follow. Strike one to J.D. at 6 homers, 25 runs batted in with a .250 batting average. He's 1 for 6 in this series. Gallardo was 16-9 last year. In his career, he has a fine record: 75 wins, 49 losses, a 3.70 ERA. That's out to left center field, but Gomez goes for it and makes the running catch. If it's in the air between right center and left center, he's got a chance. 1 out.
What does he eat for breakfast? I got to get me some of that stuff.
Yeah, we need to order a couple dozen cases of those.
That is some serious energy in center field for these Brewers.
Huevos Rancheros.
Yeah, if that's the result, I'm ordering up.
Carlos Pena's the batter next. Pena drilled a long 3-run homer Tuesday night, his 7th of the year. He's driven in 21 with a .223 batting average. 2 for 7 in this series. Carlos takes a look at it, and it's ball 1. Gallardo does not throw as hard as he once did. Back in 2011, when he was 17-10 with a 3.52 ERA, he struck out 207 in 207 innings. Last year, he struck out 204 in 204 innings. But strikeouts are down a little bit this season. His velocity's down. That's high to right field. Schaefer waiting. Schaefer has out number 2.
As you talk about Gallardo, one thing you can be feeling fortunate about is that we're playing American League rules right here. He can really swing the bat as a pitcher. 12 career homers. He's hit 2 more this year. You gain an advantage if you're the Brewers and Gallardo's on the hill and you're playing in the National League.
He's a .211 hitter. The Silver Slugger Award in 2010. Last 2 starts, he's been a fine pitcher as well, to the tune of that 0 ERA, but for the year it's 4.41. Justin Maxwell at .229 with 1 homer has driven in 6. He is 1 for 6 in this series in his return to the Astros. He missed just about 2 months with that broken bone in his left hand. Coming over Francisco for the foul pop. He weaves his way and makes the play. And it's a quick 8-pitch inning. And after 2 innings, it's 3-0 Milwaukee.
Castro, Altuve, and the Astros return to Minute Maid Park on June 25th for a 9-game homestand that's featuring the St. Louis Cardinals, the LA Angels of Anaheim, and the Tampa Bay Rays. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit Astros.com to get your tickets right now.
On to Chicago next for 3, then back home after an off day Monday. 2 with the St. Louis Cardinals. And then the Angels come in over the weekend, starting a week from tomorrow. Tampa Bay Rays are headed this way after that. Well, Lucas Harrell trailing 3-0. He's given up 1 hit. He was absolutely torpedoed by 2 errors in the second inning, allowing 3 unearned runs. He's thrown 46 pitches. His mound opponent, Giovanni Gallardo, has thrown 17. There's ball 1 to Schaefer. That's a tough start. Altuve to his left. It's on to Pena. 1 out. But there are 9 innings in the game, not 2.
And in those 9 innings, the Astros would love to get that offensive side going. We talked a bit about the inability to hit with runners in scoring position for the club here in the month of June, after having a nice May in that regard.
Gomez struck out in the first inning. Showing bunt this time, and it's ball 1. He is an outstanding bunter, but we've been told he's not bunting as often this year. And there would be good reason for that. He's hit 12 homers, 17 doubles, and 8 triples. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I wasn't sure you could throw a pitch right there and see him just take it and not swing like crazy.
2-1.
We have seen some serious hacks from this young man.
We really have, yeah. He's come out of his shoes a few times. And he grunts at home plate, much the way Hunter Pence does.
You can hear it.
Yep.
He is airing it out.
Those field microphones are pretty good, aren't they? It's a broken bat looper to right. That's in for a hit. Trevor Crowe picks it up on a hop. Gomez takes the aggressive turn, and he's aboard with a 1-out single. And he has 13 steals in 16 tries as well. So the Brewers may try to press the attack here. They may go for the jugular today. The way this game has started for Houston. Aramis Ramirez was hit by a pitch and scored in that second inning. Ramirez has hit 23 homers at Minute Maid Park. The most recent coming last night, one behind Albert Pujols for the all-time lead by Astros opponents in this ballpark. .43 overall, 3rd behind Hank Aaron and Willie McCovey, tied with Willie Stargell. Strike 1 to Aramis Ramirez. That's a glittering list of performers down through the years.
How must it feel to have your name even included in the conversation with that list of names?
Yes.
Used to marvel about that with Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio.
Fly ball, and the center fielder Maxwell moves in. Yeah. And later on in their careers, when those names would be brought up to them, they started to get a sense of what they had accomplished, right?
Yeah, with absolute awe and wonder for a guy like me to think that those names were even approachable by somebody you've hung around and you've watched play.
A very fine career for Ramirez. Jonathan Lucroy single to right field in the second inning. Throw to first base. You know, you think about those performers we saw, the Aarons and the McCoveys and the Stargells and all the different star players who have come here down through the years. This franchise starting in '62, the Astrodome got fired up 1965. Now it's about decision time on the Dome. Strike to Lucroy. Article today in the Houston Chronicle about a proposal calling for making the Astrodome a meeting and exhibit space. And the plan is for the nearly 60,000 seats to be removed and the below ground portion of the dome filled in to create a street level exhibit and meeting space. Throw to first from the knees of Corcoran, and driving back Gomez on a 1-1 count now.
Yeah, I heard Charlie and Lance talking about it yesterday, and basically the comment is they've decided that they can turn the Astrodome into a space.
Throw to first base, and Gomez dives back. The Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation yesterday recommended its idea for that, and that would be a $194 million proposal.
That's an expensive space.
It's not cheap. It would take about 30 months. Runner going. Here's a throw from Corcoran, and stealing second, it's Gomez. His 14th of the year.
Boy, he moves. Nice job by Lucas Harrell, quick to the plate, and really Carlos Corcoran, though the throw wasn't dead on the money, he gets rid of it quickly. You can see Harrell really can't do more than that, and yet there's the ability. Carlos Gomez can scoot, hit with power, play D. Very valuable player.
Brewers now have 52 stolen bases. They've been running in the top 3 in the National League in steals. They are trying to take it to the Astros. That pitch is low, and it's ball 3. It's 3-1. Ron Renicke's club finishing up a 9-game road trip. They're 4-4 on the trip. Pretty good record for a long road trip. They'll be back home against Atlanta tomorrow night. That'll be a test. Swing there by Lucroy. Takes the count full to 3 balls, 2 strikes. And they are without some star power. They're without Ryan Braun and Corey Hart, some other people. Taking off for third, there's Gomez. Fly ball to Maxwell in center field for the third out. No runs, a hit, and a man stranded. 3-0 Milwaukee in the third.
Day, and it comes from Astros GM Jeff Luhnow on the Astros #1 pick signing yesterday. Mark Capelli said this is the most significant investment the Astros have made in their history. Amateur player, we hope we're investing in him a lot in the future. We're prepared to. Luhnow did not discuss the numbers there, but a very special day for Mark Capelli yesterday as he got to put on the uniform. There you see him, and his family was here, Houston native. All good to be here. Also, what happened today, signing another pick, a 10th round pick, Austin Nicely out of Spotswood High School. He chose pro ball over going to college in Virginia. It's a lefty who grew up a big fan of former Astros closer Billy Wagner. We're happy to have him today, guys.
Yeah. And Dominguez leads it off, 3-0 Milwaukee. Dominguez takes ball 1. Matt, with 40 runs batted in, leads the club. He has 10 homers and a .236 batting average. In this series, 3 for 7, 1 homer, 5 driven in, all in one game. When he hit his first major league grand slam. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, that'd be great to have another Billy Wagner in the organization, wouldn't it?
I love hearing the references to Billy Wagner involving any player.
Not to put any pressure on Mr. Nicely, of course.
No. Of course, he could put some pressure on some hitters if he can throw like that.
You bet. 40 runs batted in among Major League third basemen. Ranks him 4th behind Miguel Cabrera, Josh Donaldson, and Pedro Alvarez right now. Foul back, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Joe Torre's daughter, Christina, caught a baby boy who had tumbled off a second-floor fire escape in Brooklyn.
Wow, what a story. I saw the reference to Joe Torre's daughter online, and I didn't follow up on it.
Poke toward the right side. Fielded there and thrown back to the pitcher, covering by Francisco. 1 out. Certainly more important than any catch we'll see in the game today.
Michael! 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 Michael!
Christina Torre was having some coffee at a cupcake shop, and a 1-year-old baby was dangling from an awning of a frozen yogurt store next door, and he fell. She caught him.
Wow.
How about that?
I don't know if Joe, who was a great hitter, ever made an all-defensive team, but his daughter's there. That's great.
Marwin Gonzalez at 233 with 4 homers, has driven in 13. Marwin takes their strike 1 to the Astros shortstop. 0 for 3 in this series. The Astros last night in their 3-1 loss had 10 hits, all singles. They left 8 men on base. They won 10-1 Tuesday night. This one goes to left center field, and Gomez cruises over. 2 outs for Gallardo. Gallardo had beaten the Astros 10 times in a row. They broke that string last September in Milwaukee. They beat him 7-6. He gave up 5 earned runs in 6 innings. But he has really had a stranglehold on them. His first 2 starts against them in 07, he beat Matt Albers. He didn't give up a run in either of them. A total of 15 innings of scoreless work that year for Gallardo against the Astros. Trevor Crowe doubled to left, and then he was thrown out trying to stretch that to a triple. Fouls that one away. There's strike 1. Well, the agent for Ryan Braun and Alex Rodriguez, among others, David Cornwell, subject of a story in USA Today about that biogenesis investigation. And he rips Major League Baseball for paying the witnesses. So that is going to be a very contentious situation that probably will be coming down soon. Some suspensions are expected, and probably it winds up in arbitration.
It sounds really curious to me, because are not these expert witnesses in all major cases paid? And I don't even know what they've done with these witnesses in question here, but I thought that was a standard procedure.
I don't know, Ash. Foul back. Kyle Loesch was the starter last night for Milwaukee. He went 6 innings and gave up 1 run, and the bullpen was sturdy with Axford, Henderson, and Rodriguez protecting Milwaukee's 3-1 lead. They had had a good run of starting pitching prior to their 10-1 loss to the Astros Tuesday night, but overall the Brewers starters have won 18. They've lost 30, and their ERA is 5.15. That one bounces, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count for Gallardo, who's searching for his 7th win of the year.
It's your basic 56-foot curveball. I didn't deliver that one exactly the way I wanted. No, maybe not. Not sure that got to 56 feet.
Might not have made it that far.
Yeah. Bit shy of that, maybe 54.
Grounded, and to his left, there's Jeanette. On to first for a 1-2-3 third inning. That's 6 straight retired by Gallardo. Milwaukee leads Houston 3-0 through 3.
For the perfect way to combine business and baseball, or a unique space to hold your next event. With state-of-the-art meeting spaces, Minute Maid Park can surpass all of your needs. Call 713-259-8800 for more information. Don't forget to ask about softball games and batting practice. Brownie?
Thanks, Julia. Inning number 4 begins with Juan Francisco, and he takes ball 1 high. He was really out of sorts in the second inning when he was caught looking. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a news flash from Cincinnati. It's not the score. Pittsburgh 2, Cincinnati 2, bottom of the 8th inning. There have been no hit batters in the game.
Ooh.
You know, those teams had played 8 times before today, and they had totaled 17 hit batters.
What if they were all sent to their rooms? Don't come out until you can throw strikes.
Francisco takes a big hack at a 3-0 pitch. They have had a war. Pedro Alvarez hit his 16th homer today. Jay Bruce, number 15. Bruce has remained hot for several days. Bouncer, and on 2 hops it goes to Altuve. He takes care of out number 1 on Francisco. And then there's been that same sort of scenario with several other heated rivalries around the major leagues. Kevin Youkilis said the other day he thought that the fact that teams within the division who are playing each other 19 times now, that's causing the problem. Too many games. Strike to Betancourt.
What, they've added 1 more game? It's been 18 for some lengthy period of time. Now it's 19.
Yeah, but that 19th, Ash, that pushes teams over the edge.
Okay.
Ground ball up the middle. Marwin Gonzalez takes care of out number 2. But, you know, it doesn't seem to you that tensions are really escalating here. You know, you've got the Giants and the Padres.
Huh?
And that strange home run dance that Jesus Guzman. Did you see that?
Well, a good home run dance, I think, is worthwhile anytime, isn't it?
Well, it is entertaining, but the players on the other team take umbrage.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the Stones had the 19th nervous breakdown some years ago. Wonder.
Okay. Might have been it. Will they play ball? Scooter Gennett takes strike one.
I think they just anticipated well.
Now, if Mick Jagger had played baseball, what do you think his position would be?
Well, dancing in the box may not have been his strength.
No, maybe not. One ball, one strike. But yeah, the Pirates and Reds, and Giants and Padres, and Red Sox and Rays. Rivalries seem to be pretty heated this year.
Pirates and Reds, has that been a long-time rivalry?
You know, they got into it last year with a lot of hit batters. Prior to that, don't remember anything like that. One ball, two strikes. And it might be because they're pretty close together right now in the standings. The Pirates really look like a good team. Currently, St. Louis, with a .639 winning percentage, is the best in the majors. Cincinnati trails by 2.5, Pittsburgh by 4. Right to Matt Dominguez. And it's a quick fourth inning for Lucas Harrell, keeping the line. The Brewers with those 3 unearned runs in the second, leading it 3-0. Reminding you to tune into Chevy Hometown Kids every Saturday morning at 9:30 on CSN. Chevy Hometown Kids, where it's not about the score, but the experience. A lot of kids groups out today. School is out. They are in. They've got their banners, bright colors, T-shirts, keeping everybody in the group together. Good concept.
Keep your focus there, kids.
Jose Altuve leads it off, 3-0 Milwaukee. Bottom of the fourth inning. He struck out looking earlier. Gets the curve and it drops in for Gallardo for strike one. White Sox and Twins are in the bottom of the sixth inning in Minnesota. 6-4 Twins. In the air up the right field line, headed for the seats and into the orange T-shirt area. No balls, 2 strikes. Larry Durker's here with group called Cy Hope. Very good effort in the northwest part of Houston for at-risk youngsters. They've developed programs for hundreds of kids, and it's really a great effort to keep those kids actively involved in sports, keep them out of trouble. 1 and 2. I think Julia's going to show us that group a little later on.
Durker said he's on that same golf game spiraling down the drain program that I've been on lately.
How do you get out of that?
Well, I don't know. You think the age factor is what's going on there?
No. That has nothing to do with it. Strike 3 call. Gallardo has set down 7 straight.
Well, he's tough. He's a good one. He's had his struggles earlier this year, but he's been turning the corner, and to catch him while turning that corner, maybe not good timing. It's a good pitch.
Altuve had a big 3-hit night last night, stole 3 bases. Today, another day, 2 punch-outs looking. Jason Castro grounded out in the first inning. By the way, if you were watching the game last night, you might have noticed in the 8th inning, if you were with us, Castro was thrown out trying to steal. That was for the final out, and the Astros were trailing 2-1 at the time with Chris Carter, the batter. And so there was a question for Bull Porter in his session with the media after the game. And he said, no, I gave Jason the steal sign. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. We thought with the pitcher, Jim Henderson's time to the plate, we could get a stolen base. And he said, that's on me.
Here it was last night, again, the 8th inning, and took a perfect throw. But Jason throwed. I surmise that with that Stanford education that Jason Castro probably doesn't miss many signs. And it was just one of those chances you take to try to get back in a ball game.
Yep. Big curve makes it 1-2 to Jason. Paul Konerko is at his 7th home run for the White Sox. Adam Dunn belted number 19 today in Minnesota. Infield shifting around, playing Jason to pull. And he shoots one on a line to left field. That's a 7-game hitting streak for Jason Castro, and last night he singled on the ground hard into left field.
I don't know how teams continue to throw pitches out over the plate to Jason with his ability to go to left field with authority, not just dinking and dorking balls that way. You know, his head just stayed down through that baseball. Can't do it better.
That's hit number 2 for the Astros.
But I would challenge him more inside than maybe what I've seen.
Carlos Corcoran was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning.
That said about Jason Castro, he's turned some of those inside pitches around very quickly and deep to right field.
There's one foul.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. And back to Jason Castro, he's become, and certainly becoming, that kind of guy that handles all parts of the plate. And that's one of the reasons I feel like he's becoming one of the elite catchers now in this league.
The numbers would bear that out. J.D. Martinez is on deck. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. They are scoreless in Arlington, Texas. The Athletics and the Rangers in the top of the 4th inning. Rockies and the Nationals play tonight in Washington. The Mets and Braves play later tonight. Cubs are at St. Louis later tonight. They'll have Scott Feldman, who's 6-5 with a 3.05 ERA against Lance Lynn. He's 9-1 for St. Louis. So the Astros will be missing Feldman this weekend. Foul back, 1-2. Let's see. Matt Garza goes tomorrow in Chicago against Dallas Keuchel. And that'll be 12:30 for Astros Live pregame tomorrow. And then lefty Travis Wood goes for the Cubs Saturday against Bud Norris. That'll be a 2:30 Astros Live time. And Sunday, Jordan Lyles draws Jeff Samardzija. It's another 1:20 game time. 12:30 for Astros Live. Corp tried to check, but he went and struck out. That's number 3. Check those catcher statistics.
Well, I'll just say the eye test on Jason Castro has been really good. If you look at the numbers, Joe Mauer with batting average tends to find his way to the top year after year in on-base percentage. He's not the power hitter right now that Jason Castro and maybe some others are becoming. But Castro, along with Carlos Santana, the numbers are very similar. And Castro is pretty close to that everyday catcher, doing a great job, very cerebral. And I just think that he's coming to the top. He is right among the very best.
J.D. Martinez bats. That's ball 1. Those numbers are a couple days old. Somebody will pick up on that.
Well, they're only getting better. So Jason Castro is the only one that needs to say something about him.
You know, somebody out there is going to say, wait a minute. Those are not the up-to-date stats. 1-1. See, every now and then we do not show you the up-to-date stats. Just to vary our approach.
Keep you guessing a bit.
You know, as many people, though, as have fantasy teams now, oh, they pick up on numbers big time. What are you guys doing?
You guys aren't even close. So are as many people doing fantasy baseball and all that sort of thing as maybe, say, 5-10 years ago?
I think there are more people doing fantasy baseball than filling out tax returns.
Well, okay. But you evaded my question.
Oh, okay. You always get back to the focal point of your question, don't you? I don't know.
I heard somebody saying recently that it's just become too tedious.
Oh?
To do that sort of thing.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Computer does it for you.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I just reads them.
JD puts one up the right field line and slicing foul out of play. We used to be in a fantasy league, Ash. What happened to us?
We had a great fantasy league.
What has become of us?
I don't know. I left town. I don't know if you guys held it together or not. But,
no, you know, that's what it was.
I guess you were no longer interested. If you couldn't rake my coin in, then
that's what it was.
Why bother?
We just said that out of deference to you and in honor to you, we would banish the league.
That's a very nice thought, Brownie. Thanks.
That's strike three. Gallardo got 3 punch outs here in the 4th inning, 2 of them called. We go to the 5th, and it's 3-0 Milwaukee.
.com at Bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Astros baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details, guys.
Thanks, Julia. 3-0 Milwaukee. Lucas Harrell delivers, and there's strike one to Caleb Gendel. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Gendel reached on a 3-base error by Justin Maxwell. And 2 runs scored on that error in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 errors for the Astros. All 3 of the Brewers' runs in this game unearned because of the miscues. No balls, 2 strikes. Harrell has allowed just 2 singles, 1 to Lucroy, 1 to Gomez. Rolled out to shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez. Quick throw for out number 1. Harrell has come up against tough opposition when he's faced this Milwaukee club. His previous 2 starts were both against Zach Greinke. So they haven't pitched that much differently than each other except for the errors, but you know, kind of out of a pitcher's control sometimes. Like Mark Appel was telling us, you control what you can control. Ball 1 to Gene Segura. He is 0 for 2. It's kind of interesting, though. Sometimes a pitcher will say, well, once that pitch leaves my hand, it's out of my control. Right? You've heard that
many a time.
Maybe not totally.
Of course, you like when the guys can keep their composure together when things around them are not going so well. And it happens. Lucas Harrell, a year ago, 11-11, while the others seemed to take the majority of the difficult times. Norris, obviously at home, pitched well enough to be better than what the numbers wound up being. Boy, there's a little anger going on between Astros dugout and home plate umpire.
Yeah, Bo Porter and Dan Bellino were yelling at each other. It's 3-1. Well, might have something to do with the fact that Gallardo has had 3 called third strikes. Maybe the Astros don't feel they're getting calls. Looped out to left center field, and that's a hit for Segura, and he keeps going, and the throw and the tag, they get him. Jose Altuve went down for the tag on Segura, and Maxwell threw him out.
A bit overly optimistic there by Segura, but when you're leading 3-0, you can kind of stretch the envelope a bit, and he certainly did that. You better hustle, though, when you've got guys like Segura and Gomez that are willing to go. That's just digging out of the box, and I think Segura thought right from the start here, you know what, I think I can pick somebody's pocket.
You know, it might have worked. Maxwell was kind of throwing on the run. There's a strike to Schaefer. Schaefer 0 for 2, but he got it into Altuve, who made the nice play on a 1 bounce throw and then went down to his knees to make the tag. 0-2. Segura looked kind of like Yasiel Puig last night against the Yankees. Twice he just tried to stretch singles. Once it worked, the other time it didn't work.
I'm going to guess the first time it worked. And he thought, yeah, that's kind of fun. Let's do it again.
Actually, the first time it failed.
Oh,
so,
is that right?
Yeah,
so
he was pretty hard-headed about it.
Gutsy enough to go out there and take a shot at the wrath of the skip once again.
Yeah, and Vince Scully is in charge of the Dodgers Twitter account.
That's funny.
I don't know what he tweeted about that, but it would have been interesting to see.
I just think that's hilarious. I think it's wonderful that Vince Scully would be in charge of that.
Well, the fans absolutely loved it, of course. Although, as somebody pointed out in advance of last night's game, limiting Vin Scully to 140 characters is very difficult.
Yeah, that's good.
1 and 2. He has the expansive storytelling style that we've all loved so much down through the years.
Can Smooth come out in 142 characters?
Well, he could make it work. You know he could. 2 and 2.
That's good.
I think maybe Twitter should have expanded the capabilities just for Vin Scully alone. You know, that could be done in this day and age, right?
Vin Scully, the only person on earth allowed to go more than 142 on each message.
That would work. Bouncer up the middle and on through into center field. He deserves it. Schaefer has a hit.
Yes, he does. I grew up with that voice bringing Dodger baseball, and it was really nice.
Well, talking about Gene Segura trying to stretch that single, and then Yasiel Puig trying to do it twice last night. You've played with guys, you know, the description of their base running was they just keep running until they're tagged out.
Yeah, I have. Generally not known as the guys you want on base a whole lot by a team.
Strike to Gomez. Gomez is 1 for 2. The Astros had one of those guys in spring training many years ago. I think he's now a director of a farm system for a major league club, but that was what they used to say about him. He just keeps running until somebody tags him out.
My mind is racing right now.
I'm not going to mention his name.
And that's a slow race, by the way.
Because, you know, he's in a responsible position right now.
Yeah.
And he's probably talking to some kid and saying
How
the
to
same
do it right.
thing to him that people said about him. 1 and 2.
Well, the reason I'm in this position, young man.
So you too could be a farm director. All you have to do is just keep running. Swinging a foul ball. Another one of those big cuts by Gomez.
Somebody along the line said to Carlos Gomez, don't get cheated at the plate.
Oh,
he took that very seriously.
He almost came out from underneath his batting helmet last night. And a swing and a miss. Lucas Harrell gets a strikeout to end the 5th inning for Milwaukee. That's strikeout number 3 for him. It's no runs, 2 hits, and a man left, and it's still 3-0 Brewers. Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Now's your chance to go big at Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Big Stack Burger. 2 jumbo beef patties stacked with onion rings, cheese, and pickles. Perfect snack for skateboarding.
Yeah, there you go again. You keep talking about food, and it always sounds so good.
Well, we can get to that in a while. Carlos Pena leads it off in the home 5th. There is strike 1 on the breaking ball from Gallardo. The Astros haven't had much food as hitters today. They got a leadoff double in the 1st from Trevor Crowe. He tried to stretch that and was thrown out on a hustling play by Carlos Gomez, throwing to Betancourt at 3rd. Other than that, they've had a single by Castro and a hit batsman. That's been it. No balls, 2 strikes. The Brewers have found this to be one of their toughest venues on the road. They are 40-63 at Minute Maid Park. Jeanette's out in right field for Ron Renicky on Pena. Gene Segura over on the first base side of second. And it's a strikeout. That's number 5 for Gallardo.
Join us Friday, June 28th for our next big and bright Friday night. The Astros take on the LA Angels of Anaheim at 7:10 p.m. Stay after the game for a spectacular Michael Jackson themed fireworks show as presented by Marathon Oil. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com to get your tickets today. Michael Jackson themed fireworks show.
You sound intrigued.
I am.
Houston. Maxwell fouled out to the first baseman.
A little moonwalking involved there.
Yeah. Ball 1 to J Max. And a big cut there makes it 1-1. Well, the Brewers had a good month of April. They were 14-11. They were a half game out of first place, but since May 1st, they've gone 15-30. Strike makes it 1-2. Gallardo has the second highest winning percentage among active pitchers against the Astros with at least 10 decisions. Only Adam Wainwright is better. He's 12-1. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals are really setting a nice pace at 46-26. They're 2.5 ahead of the Reds, 4 ahead of the Pirates. Then it's the Cubs and Brewers tied for 4th and 5th at 29 and 41.
Those top 3 clubs are playing great baseball. Pittsburgh Pirates 12 games over 500.
Tremendous bullpen. 3-2. The Astros have used 28 different starting outfield combinations. That's ball 4, and Maxwell takes a stroll, the first walk for Gallardo.
Pretty good looking pitch right there, too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be taking this a whole lot of times.
So there were words exchanged a few minutes ago between Bo Porter and Dan Bellino. And then a close call goes the Astros' way. Any direct bearing on that?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually, and that's a little scary unto itself.
That's
but
really scary.
But yeah, I think sometimes it does impact an umpire. He may be hot as heck at the moment of that discussion, but sometimes he doesn't want to hear more of it. So the next close one might get called in favor of the team that was arguing.
Strike to Matt Dominguez.
Then as a catcher, you wind up saying, hey, don't let that impact the calls now. Of course, you're thinking all the while, when I come to the plate, let's have that same call.
Ground ball through the hole into left field by Matt Dominguez. Maxwell gets to second base on the single. 2 men on, 1 out for Marwin Gonzalez now. Hit number 3 for Houston. Gonzalez hit a fly ball to center.
A lot of times you say don't try to take that pitch out over the plate and pull it on the left side. You'll hit a lot of ground balls to short and to third, but it's a big gap there as well. And Matt Dominguez thrives in this instance.
Gonzalez will try to do some damage here. It's been slow going for the Astros defensively. A horrible second inning with 2 errors, allowing 3 unearned runs. Now a chance to get something going offensively. And Marwin takes a look at it. It's ball 1, and with Maxwell at second, that's the first time the Astros have had a runner that far since Trevor Crowe with that leadoff double in the home first inning. Betancourt even with a bag at third. Marwin's a good bunter, but there's 1 out. This one gets by the catcher, Lucroy, and the runners move up. That will really aid the Houston cause. Maxwell to third, Dominguez to second.
Might have been a little sailing action on this fastball up and in on the left-hand hitter, but I think Lucroy would say, look, I got to make this play.
Yeah. Fastball.
Certainly a catchable ball. What catchers wind up with a lot of times is right at the last instant, the baseball will just sail a bit. Sometimes you see it happen on infielders as well, where the catcher deals with it more than anybody else.
5th pass ball for Lucroy. Bounce foul, first base side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, now a well-placed Marwin Gonzalez single makes it a 3-2 ball game. Oklahoma City will play New Orleans tonight, and Jared Cosart will pitch for the Red Hawks. He's 6-3 with a 3.36 ERA. Red Hawks lost a very difficult one last night. They went to the bottom of the 9th, leading 3-0, and gave up a walk-off grand slam to New Orleans catcher Kyle Skipworth. Bounce foul again over Dave Clark.
You got to find a way to stay away from the strikeout right here. Put something in play. Put a run, if not 2, on the board. Take advantage when the opportunities are presented, and this young man has done that.
Oh, yes, he has. Bounce to first. And here's the throw to the plate, and the tag by Lucroy, safe. Wow, Francisco passed up the out at first, threw home, and didn't get an out, and it's 3-1 now. He had an easy out at first, but chose to go home after a delay, and Maxwell scored.
Justin Maxwell athletically into the bag. I got the impression, and have to see it again to know for sure, but that the bag could have been stepped on here at first base, possibly. As his feet backed in that direction, I thought maybe he could do a little tap dance, get the out, and then fire home without really losing any time. Well, that is nicely done by Maxwell.
Very nice.
Watch the hand come into the plate, fingers extended. If the catcher happens to step in that direction, it can really be a disaster for the base runner.
He's already had 1 broken hand. Now 3-1 ball game. 1st and 3rd, time called. And Lucroy will go through a series of signs with Trevor Crowe, the batter. Gonzalez, the runner at first, has 5 steals in 7 tries.
No doubt about the call, correct. But that hand coming in, the left hand to the plate, if the catcher just happens just prior to that moment to step back, you can break fingers, you can get stepped on and torn apart.
Foul ball by Crowe.
Some organizations have threatened to fine players if they dive into bags. Or sometimes players will catch a cleat sliding and break an ankle or whatever the case may be. And, it's just a dangerous play.
So far, the Astros have gotten a lot of help in this inning. Pass ball. Francisco throwing home with Maxwell getting underneath that tag, and now they still have an opportunity to make this into a big inning with 1 out and men on at the corners. Gallardo alert to the possibility of a steal.
Yeah, that pass ball you mentioned may be the reason the Astros get anything out of this inning, because that next ground ball could conceivably have been a double play.
Foul back with a good cut. No balls, 2 strikes to Trevor Crowe. Pirates lead the Reds at Cincinnati 5-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the last of the 5th at Texas, Oakland leads it 1-0. A.J. Griffin working for the Athletics. Altuve on deck. Ground ball. There's Scooter Gennett with the toss. Segura, the middleman, firing to first, safe at first, and the run scores. Francisco unable to hold the low throw, and it's 3-2. Crowe will get an RBI, his 5th.
Sometimes what you need is fortune on your side, and the Astros pick up 2 runs in the inning because of good fortune and some good hustle, and now you're right back in the ball game.
Looked like a double play ball, but here's a look.
And Trevor gets down the line nicely. He does all he can, but you could see that he was going to be called out. Lunging at the bag.
Now watch the umpire at first. Can't see it. Yeah, there's the out call, and then Welke reverses. Fielder's choice RBI is the official scorer's decision on that, giving Crow, as we mentioned, RBI number 5 and keeping the inning going for Jose Altuve. Twice he's been caught looking. And now a one-run ball game.
Scorers cannot anticipate the double play. But when the umpire has thrown up a thumb, can they, at that point, anticipate a double play?
Yes. There's strike one. And frequently they will point to that. If an umpire has ruled out, as in that case by Tim Welke, they will assume that the play should have been made. Throw goes to first.
And I agree with this scoring decision because that's a little bit of a hasty call at first base. You watch the call come up with a ball in the dirt. I think in reality, umpire needs to wait and see if the ball was caught before making that call. But
that's right. Altuve now is behind 0-2. You can bet on this. After being caught looking twice in this game, he's not taking a close pitch here.
Time to gap one here and let Trevor Crow take off.
He pokes one over first base inside the right field line. Crow will head for third. Ooh, his footing was off and he stopped at second. Betancourt comes up with that one-hop throw. His footwork really wasn't what he wanted when he went around the bag. He got caught in a stagger step and then he just stopped at second base.
You wonder how much that first inning decision to go for 3 instead of holding up at second base with a leadoff double might have come into play there as well for Trevor Crow.
Might have.
Well, that looked like it might have had that right field line gapper look initially. He can take some funky little swings for hits. See if we can pick up Trevor going around the bag.
Now it's first and second with 2 outs. 4 hits for the Astros. Jason Castro got one of those, a single to left in the 4th. Castro's 1 for 2.
Really nice work by Logan Schaefer. Pretty tough to keep a base runner with 2 outs on a base hit down the right field line from going first to third.
You bet it is.
Especially a guy who runs well.
Schaefer's made some good plays in this series. There's ball 1 to Castro.
He made a sliding play to his left last night to cut a ball off and get it back in.
There's a good arm. Look in from right field. Castro goes at it, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning. There's a big imbalance in pitches thrown after the first 2 innings. Harrell had thrown 46 to 17 for Gallardo after Harrell needed 33 pitches to get through the second.
Hitting coach might say to Jason Castro, how can you let that be your swing on the first strike in this sequence? But you never know the answer to that until you have stood there in the batter's box and seen the pitches come and the deception that goes on and what you might be thinking at the time. There's just so much that goes on.
Now he's running a much higher pitch count, up to 71 for the game. Still, though, that's within the acceptable range. Castro looks at it, and it's ball 3. Now 3-1, and a struggling Gallardo who has been forced to throw several extra pitches in this inning because of pass ball and another ball on the Gonzalez grounder. Francisco failing to get an out on the play. That has extended the inning for Gallardo. Castro takes a walk, and now the bases are loaded for Carlos Corcoran. Back to that Francisco play. I wanted to ask you about that, Ash. 3-0 lead. Runners at second and third. Gonzalez hits a ground ball to the first baseman. Wouldn't you prefer he just take the out at first rather than, it's nice to get Maxwell at the plate, but you have a 3-run lead here.
Yeah, I will say yes to your question. But it was one of those plays where it was borderline a chance to get the out at home plate. If you know you've got an out at home plate, get it. Get that lead guy and prevent a run from coming on the board. But as he backed his feet toward the bag right there, I thought it was a golden opportunity to kick at the bag, make sure you get an out, and then see if you get the bonus at the plate.
Exactly. Or when you field it, throw immediately without taking those 2 steps.
Yeah, maybe so. That footwork said, go ahead and get an out that you know you can get.
Let's take a look here.
That ground ball right there says throw initially, like you say, Brownie, or kick at the bag with the right foot as you're making the throw.
Yeah, 3-0, just get an out somewhere.
Also, as a catcher, you could take that throw back into the line and anticipate trying to block. And so a lot goes on. The catcher can help you on that play.
Now Carlos Corcoran, bases loaded, 2 outs. And now here's another play for Francisco, tossing to Gallardo, and this is out number 3. The Astros send 8 to the plate in the 5th inning. 2 runners score on 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded, trailing now 3-2 through 5.
Oklahoma and New Mexico viewers, listen up. Comcast Sportsnet covers the entire 5-state region, and we want your story ideas. Email us your ideas at regionalroundup@comcastsportsnet.com. I had the pleasure of watching that little rally by the Astros with Mr. Larry Dierker, former Astros pitcher, now special assistant to the organization, and today with some very special guests. I know you're a very busy man, but Dierker's Champs is something that you hold close to your home or to your heart. Tell us a little bit about Dierker's Champs.
Well, it's a baseball program we have out in Cy-Fair. We enter about 25 teams in the league out there, and we try to give a lot of hands-on support to the coaches and even talk with the parents about making it a positive experience. And we've had a lot of success. We've grown.
That's great. You've got some special guests today, an older group here. Who's with you today?
Yeah, I thought we were going to be bringing a team out. Instead, we have a team behind our team. What these kids are doing, they all go to Rice and U of H and A&M, and they're in marketing majors, and they're doing an internship with an agency, and they've used Dirkers Champs as a project to try to help us with marketing or whatever they can help us with. And of course, these kids are a lot smarter than we are, so we're happy to get the help.
With social media, things like that, I can imagine they're helping you out with. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time, and I hope you enjoy the day with your group here.
You what?
I said I hope you enjoy the day with your group here.
Oh, I've been enjoying it. I enjoyed the last inning more. They gave us 3, and we gave them 3, and they gave us 2 back. We'll see what happens.
I know. Hey, guys, he's not going to let me leave because the Astros did rally there, and these are lucky seats.
Stay in place, Julia. Line out by Ramirez to shortstop Marwin Gonzalez for out number 1. Now a 1-0 pitch for Lucas Harrell. And that's in the air, foul, and it's 1-1 to Jonathan Lucroy. He's 1 for 2. So all 5 runs unearned so far. Wesley Wright, Jose Cisnero warming up in the bullpen for the Astros. Lucas Harrell has thrown 97 pitches. And this is an important time after the Astros scored those 2 unearned runs for Harrell. Fly ball hit deep to right field. Crow way back, warning track, wall leaping, and that one hit the seats and came out. He's down on the warning track on a home run by Lucroy, and Trevor Crow is injured. Lucroy hits number 7 of the year. That makes it 4-2, and the Astros and head athletic trainer Nate Lucero head for Trevor Crow hit hard into that right field wall.
Hoping all this is the wind knocked out. At the moment, that's about as bad a feeling as you can get. But Trevor was all out, leaping and hitting the wall in one costly moment right there. Let's see what we can tell. What? All out effort.
He lost his glove over the wall.
Right shoulder?
Looked like it. Yeah, he's reaching up for that shoulder as he lands. You can see.
Right shoulder, collarbone. Tough to say, and let's hope there's nothing serious here. That's hitting it pretty good. Even with the padding. That'll rock your world.
Yeah, he really jumped into that wall. And windmilling that right shoulder to see if he has range of motion in it.
He looks like he's going to give it a whirl here.
Here's the impact.
Yeah, that full speed really gives you the feeling as to what went on, and that immediate reach into the, I don't know if it's the collarbone or something into the shoulder, but it's just not working.
And he's coming out of the game now. And the Astros will get another outfielder to replace him. He's been starting quite a few games recently, and then Justin Maxwell returned. Now Brandon Barnes is coming off the bench. We'll see if Barnes goes to center or to right. He can play either, as can Maxwell. Barnes is going into center, and Maxwell's moving to right. Barnes has been playing center field regularly since, well, he got that opportunity after Maxwell had been out for a few weeks, and Brandon has really shown well as a defensive player in center field. Maxwell easily slides over to right. He can play any of those 3 outfield spots himself. And it's a tough injury for Trevor Crow, who had gotten this additional playing time here in the month of June. He had made 8 starts this month, and now he heads for the training room.
Yeah, I think Trevor Crow, like so many players, knows how important it is that he stay healthy and perform when he gets the opportunities. Good guy, and a guy that's easy to root for.
And he had that double leading off the first inning for the Astros. He had an RBI in the 5th, so a good game underway for Crow. Meanwhile, now there will be a pitching change. Paul Porter will call in the left-hander Wesley Wright, with left-handed hitting Juan Francisco due up. Harrell, who gave up the long ball to Lucroy, will leave with a 4-2 lead for Milwaukee. He's thrown 98 pitches 60 of them strikes. And the score is 4-2 Brewers. We're back in a moment. Brought to you by MD Anderson, making cancer history. June 20th, 1970, Cesar Cedeno makes his major league debut at the age of 19 with 2 singles, and the Astros beat the Braves 9-6. Johnny Edwards and Bob Watson homered to seal the Astros win. Cedeno went on with 2,087 hits, and that's where the career leaders rank for the Astros. He had 1,659 with the Astros.
One of the most talented young players I think you will ever see.
Now Juan Francisco versus the reliever Wesley Wright. Wright delivers, and it's ball 1 to Francisco. Francisco is 0 for 2. 130 his average against lefties. Wright pitched in the White Sox series 5 days ago. He got a hold, retiring Adam Dunn, the only man he faced in that 4-3 Astros win. Falls behind here 2-0 on Francisco with those numbers for the year for Wesley.
Left-hand hitters, you'll note, hitting .313, and the on-base percentage is pushing well above that mark. And that's really the bread and butter for Wesley Wright. He's got to be able to come in and get those left-handed bats.
One hopper back to the mound. I throw to Pena, 1 out. That's out number 2 though in the inning. It's 1 out for Wesley Wright. We'll see how much longer he is asked to stay in this ball game. It's 4-2 Milwaukee leading. Rubber game of a 3-game series. Final game of the homestand for the Astros. They've played good baseball lately. Bill Brown, Alan Ashby, Julia Morales pictured there, and happy to be with you today for this day game at Minute Maid Park. Getaway day for these two clubs. Unieski Betancourt takes strike 1. Betancourt is 0 for 2. The Astros fell behind 3-0 in the second inning, making 2 errors in that inning, one by Jose Altuve, the other by Justin Maxwell, opening the floodgates for 3 unearned Milwaukee runs. And then the 4th run scored on a Jonathan Lucroy homer a few minutes ago, and then on that home run to right field, Trevor Crowe, the right fielder, banged into the wall with an apparent injury to his right shoulder. He's left the game. 0-2 on Betancourt. That one bounces, and it's 1-2. So Lucas Harrell, with his 98 pitches, 60 for strikes, went 5 1/3 innings, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned, with no walks and 3 strikeouts. Giovanni Gallardo has the lead, but he gave up 2 unearned runs in the Astros' 5th. Foul ball keeps the count at 1-2. Keeping that right elbow warm. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wesley Wright. Longtime Astros reliever. Obtained in the Rule 5 draft from the Dodger organization. That was after the 07 season. He gets a swing and a miss and strikes out Betancourt. And it's 1 run on the Luke Croy homer in the 6th inning for the Brewers. They lead it 4-2.
On Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, and the LA Angels of Anaheim. That's Saturday, June 29th at 3:10 p.m. Be sure to get to Minute Maid Park early, as 10,000 fans will receive a white home replica jersey. It's courtesy of Champion Energy Services. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS to get your tickets now.
J.D. Martinez first up here in the Astros 6th inning against Giovanni Gallardo. 4-2 Brewers. And that's a strike on the overhand curve of Gallardo. Martinez has flied to center, and he is struck out looking. Off the end of the bat, it's tapped up the line and goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Corpus Christi won at home over San Antonio last night, 4-2. David Martinez going to 10-1 with a 2.05 ERA with the win.
They say he is really something. Just a guy who can pitch right now.
Domingo Santana hit his 14th home run for the Hooks. Well, there's a lot to like about the Astros farm system right now. 1-2.
Keep on winning. When you do, you develop players along the way.
That win snapped a 4-game losing streak for the Hooks. In the dirt, JD is able to check his swing. The count runs to 2-2. Ball to second. Jeanette knocks it down but doesn't make the play. He was giving ground on it but then did not make the pickup, and Martinez reaches. This is a poorly played defensive game today.
Hear about the old phrase, letting the ball play you, and that's exactly what happens here. Watch this. Can he come on and take that hop Well, he chooses to back up and just got chewed up at that point.
That's the first error of the day for Milwaukee, but a pass ball was costly in the previous inning. Second error for Jeanette, and Carlos Pena bats. Fly ball to right and a strikeout for Carlos.
Yeah, it's time to keep on taking advantage while you get the opportunity.
Gallardo's thrown 79 pitches, 53 have been strikes. In the dirt, good stop there by Lucroy on ball one. White Sox are batting in the top of the ninth at Minnesota, trailing the Twins 8-4. During the top of the sixth at Arlington, Texas, 2-1. The Athletics leading that one. Giovanni Soto hit his third long ball for Texas. Strike makes the count 1-1. Apparently Roy Oswalt's getting set to make his Colorado Rockies debut. Pirates beat the Reds in Cincinnati 5-3, the final there. Pedro Alvarez hit his 16th homer for Pittsburgh. Jay Bruce number 15 for the Reds. Reds are just a half game ahead of the Pirates in second place now. Bouncer goes wide of first base. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Francisco tossing that one over to a fan. Red Sox will be in Detroit tonight. Tampa Bay will be at Yankee Stadium. Matt Moore against Andy Pettit in a matchup of lefties there. And day baseball 4 games in a row for the Astros now. 3 in Chicago after today. Foul ball goes back in the seats. Still 1-2 to Carlos Pena. Well, for these two teams who have been residents of the NL Central for years now, this is the farewell game for this season in this interleague series. It's really kind of strange because the Brewers used to be in the American League. They moved to the National, and the Astros have gone the other direction. Pena on the appeal checked his swing with a call made by Bruce Dreckman. The count runs to 2-2.
It's good to get that peek from the side, and boy, that's right in that range where you can see it go either way. That comes out through the plate. You get yourself a swing.
Carlos 0 for 9 now against Gallardo. Just battling for whatever he can do here in the 6th inning with the Astros down by a couple. 2 strikes in the count. And he strikes out.
It's been an unusual day. 5 unearned runs, and it got started for the Brewers. Little routine hopper to second base. Altuve uncharacteristically kicked. Talk about uncharacteristic. Justin Maxwell in left center field sees this one go off the glove. Second error on the day. The Astros get a run. As maybe a poor choice at first base didn't come together. And then what would be a double play turns into a run scoring on the Trevor Crowe ground ball. And then the home run by Jonathan Lucroy. That one takes Trevor Crowe out of action as he hits the wall, and something in the shoulder region, right shoulder, has gone wrong for Trevor.
Justin Maxwell fouls it.
When it's all said and done, 1 earned run has been scored to this point in a 4-2 game with the Brewers on top.
Maxwell walked and scored that run in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 1. J-Max takes a look at that wide one. It's interesting to look back at last Friday night's game here. Houston beat the White Sox 2-1 in that one. Eric Bedard the winner, Chris Sale the loser. All 3 of those runs were unearned.
Chris Sale was dynamite, but so was Eric Bedard. And the defense not so much.
Cole Porter's club down by 2 with a 1-1 count on Maxwell. Two balls in a strike. Mark Berman is tweeting about the agent for Austin Nicely, who signed with the Astros today, a 10th round pick. And the agent says the Astros went above and beyond what they had to do as far as giving him money to go to college. He passed on a scholarship to the University of Virginia. Maxwell goes to a 2-2 count.
How often do you hear an agent say that?
Can't recall. Really. Well, it's a big issue with a high school kid being able to get that money to pay for a college education. Center fielder moves in for Gomez and into right center. Meanwhile, the right fielder makes the catch. Schaefer. 2 outs. And Matt Dominguez comes up. Pedro Alvarez drove in all 5 runs for the Pirates today in their win over Cincinnati. Dominguez singled and scored in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2. Marwin Gonzalez is waiting. Out to right center field. There's room there. Gomez going hard for it, and that ball is off the face of the wall. Here around third is Martinez, and the throw in toward third base. It's 4-3 on an RBI double by Dominguez. 41 runs batted in for the club leader, the number 8 hitter.
Yeah, this won't have an error on the play. Great job by Matt Dominguez and excellent power going the other way, but the Astros maybe catch a break as this throw from Carlos Gomez in center field doesn't find a cutoff man. If they had hit the cutoff man, they might have been able to cut down the run at the plate. A lot of sloppy play. Just airmailing everybody. JD was digging, but if that ball gets in the hands of one of those cutoff men and a quick relay to the plate, who knows? And I think Carlos Gomez knows that he made a big mistake.
He does. Another unearned run scores. Now Marwin Gonzalez to center field. Gomez waiting for this. To end the 6th with 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. It's 4-3 Milwaukee through 6.
Our AT&T tweet of the game from the Corpus Christi Hooks. Brownie was talking about these guys earlier. They tweet, final line from Mike Fultonavich, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 8 Ks, hashtag throwing heat, hashtag 100 miles per hour Fulty, touching triple digits and some filthy stuff here. You're seeing some of the strikeouts. He's got 77 strikeouts and 71 innings pitched this year. Brownie.
That's filthier than Lake Michigan.
What about Lake Erie?
Yeah, that too. Go to the 7th inning. 4-3, the Brewers lead it. Wesley Wright delivers, and there's strike one.
Yeah, I like the reports on Fultonavich.
Scooter Gennett is 0 for 2, but he scored a run after an error. Julia will be running on the shores of Lake Michigan soon. She'll be out there tomorrow. Little chop. Wesley comes over. Throws low. Good play by Pena. What's going on with the power in the minor leagues?
I'll tell you what's going on. 18 bombs by George Springer is what you would officially call going on, but we got some other guys swinging it well. 14 for Domingo Santana. Preston Tucker with 12 of them. Where's that name been? It's nice to see that power coming along. 52 ribbies for Springer. What's he stolen? 20 bags?
21.
21 bags, 20 doubles on the year at least.
Caleb Gindel looks at ball one. He's 0 for 2. 0 for 4 as a major leaguer now. One ball, one strike. Layla Rahimi is tweeting about the Astrodome proposal for meeting and exhibit space, which may come to a public vote. Could be in November, they're saying. 2 balls and a strike. They would have, if they remove the 60,000 seats, 350,000 square feet of exhibit and meeting space. 3 balls and a strike under this proposed plan, and that will be sent to Commissioner's Court. It was approved by a 4-1 vote. Could be finished by the Super Bowl in 2017. It would take 30 months. There could be all kinds of events in there. That's a foul ball out of play. 3-2. High school graduations, community events, football and soccer games. But officials say the most promise is with the rapidly growing offshore technology conference, which brings many, many people to Houston.
So if you take out all the seating and then you have football and soccer games, sounds like the crowd's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Gindel draws a walk. More details will be coming later. But millions potentially could be generated, according to this Houston Chronicle article today, by naming rights deals, building use fees, and auctioning off various salvaged building parts, including the seats. Now, Alan Ashby would have to have a seat from the Astrodome, right?
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
I think a lot of people would line up for those.
Well, I was mighty excited when I got a chance to come and be a part of the Astros and play in the 8th wonder of the world.
Now Jose Cisnero will be coming in with a runner at first and 1 out here in the 7th inning. As right-handed batters are awaiting, it's going to be a right-handed reliever with a score of 4-3 Brewers. Back in a moment. 1 out. Jose Cisnero comes in with the electric right arm. Those people are part of the 17,803 tickets sold for this game on a getaway Thursday afternoon. Cisnero has really had some good stuff. He's 1-0 with a 2.48 ERA. Good results too. A hit an inning, 7 walks, 25 strikeouts.
Keeping the walks down. That's 7 walks, nice figure. 25 Ks, getting close to the 1 per, and I think his arm could get there.
Gene Segura is the batter. Segura is 1 for 3 in this game. That's ball 1. Wesley Wright retired 3 of the 4 batters he faced. Leaving Gendel on first with 1 out. Cisnero worked Sunday against the White Sox, 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up a run, got out of bases loaded trouble. And he's working his way into more and more important situations with his performance. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I think his arm could slot nicely into the 7th and 8th innings in ball games when you have a lead. Yesterday's game would be one that I would point to.
The Astros lost the game 3-1. They gave up those 3 runs in the 8th and 9th innings. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cisnero in his last 8 outings is 1-0 with a 0.50 ERA, 1 earned run over 18 innings with 20 strikeouts in those 18 innings. And he throws to first. Converted starting pitcher. He called up in the 3rd week in April by the Astros from AAA Oklahoma City, and he's settled right into this role. He's gone long distance in relief. 4 times he's pitched 3 innings or more in relief. 3 balls, 1 strike. He got holds in 2 of the 3 wins for the Astros in the White Sox series. Didn't give up a run in either of those outings. And he has consistently lowered his ERA, starting with his first major league win at Pittsburgh, May 18th. That ERA has been coming down. Runner goes, and that one is hit into right field, and that'll get him to third base as Gendel goes first to third on the single by Segura. Segura 2 for 4. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Schaefer now.
Just pretty hitting. Logic says have the second baseman cover. He does, and Segura takes advantage. I don't know if he was absolutely thinking that way, but the type of swing with that back foot kind of sliding back behind him says he was trying to shoot that direction.
And Segura with 20 steals is aboard. Double play setup for the Astros with Schaefer the batter. Schaefer's 1 for 3. Segura measures a decent lead at first. Throw goes over there. Dominguez trying to keep the runner close at third as well. Matt is playing inside the third base bag. Renicky giving signs there. Throw over on Segura. Now the Brewers up by 1. And Segura, a very good base stealer. There's every reason to pay close attention to him. Around to bunt, Schaefer takes the pitch high.
Likely the safety squeeze scenario that the Astros have used a great deal this year. Don't see many teams coming with the all-out squeeze much anymore.
No.
Think about the safety squeeze. You see it work time and time again. But if the defense is alerted to it, really you should be able to cut down that run. Takes a perfect bunt.
Cisnero steps back, looks over. Runner going, swing and a miss. The throw goes through and safe at second. Marwin Gonzalez went up to catch that high throw from Corcoran, and that allowed Segura the opportunity to slide underneath him. Segura gets his 21st steal. Tied for second in the National League.
As a catcher, your assignment with that first and third scenario, runner goes from first, glance to third. They didn't actually see that glance there. Carlos full out towards second base. And just the fact that the throw's up provides the chance for the stolen base. That ball down around the bag, and they get him.
Now the infield comes in with a 1-1 count and 1 out. Now 1-2 on Schaefer with Gomez on deck.
There's that 95-mile-an-hour heater.
Nobody's had a hit with a runner in scoring position. Foul back. Six of the 7 runs have been unearned in this game. It's 2-2. Well, we'll have a chance to watch Game 7 of the NBA Finals tonight.
It's all over after this one.
What's your prediction?
I think I mentioned the other day that with 2 games remaining, both in Miami, I was concerned about what the Heat might be able to do. Boy, San Antonio let one get away, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
You, what do you think?
I think San Antonio.
Well, I'd love to see them win. Not a hater, just
yeah,
like to see San Antonio win.
Right. A lot of picks are made based on whether people like LeBron James or not. Which would mean everybody in Cleveland is picking San Antonio.
The whole state of Ohio,
yeah,
is a big San Antonio fan.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Schaefer did not have a good cut at that one, and that's out number 2.
Well, the other night I went out to my car. I think first thing I heard was San Antonio had a 5-point lead with about a minute to go, and I thought it was all over. So I bounced around the radio dial, and about 15 minutes later jumped back on, and it was the last minutes of overtime. That live heater from Cisnero, that'll pick up some punch outs.
So you perused a couple tunes from Elton John, and then the game was over. Huh?
Yeah, you know, I'm all over the place, and I'm not quite as all over as you, I'm sure. Inside the Lines is brought to you by Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. Scotch Blue, see what you can do. This guy can do a lot. Man, oh man, has he been all over the yard.
The Lions can't contain him, can they?
Big swings, he can run. Yeah, he's intriguing. What I should say is exciting, but I find him intriguing with the energy he displays.
Yeah. Ball 1 to Carlos. He singled in the 3rd inning and stole a base. Runners at 2nd and 3rd here, 2 outs in a 1-run game. Whoa, this one sails. Here comes the runner now. They got a chance. They got him in a rundown. And Corcoran will run him back. And now it's Marwin Gonzalez tagging out Caleb Gindle. The old sucker play, the old fake wild pitch. Gets him again, Ash.
I don't know. Do they work on that in the spring?
Oh, yeah, they work on this every day. Well, it worked perfectly. It's no run to hit and a man left. Check this out. For the final out. It kicks right back to Corcoran. They get Gindle in a rundown. And he's toast. 4-3 Milwaukee.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. Whether you are treating your employees, hosting clients, or bringing out your church or youth sports team, Astros Baseball can create an experience your group is sure to remember. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com to enjoy special pricing and great benefits by reserving your group or suite today. Guys.
Julia, what did you think of that play that ended the top of the inning? You've seen these guys work on that before games, secretly, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, every day.
See, Ash? They do work on that.
Man, you're just crushing me. I thought it was a myth.
Brendan Barnes leads it off, 4-3 Milwaukee. And there's strike one for Yovani Gallardo. Barnes batting for the first time. He came in for the injured Trevor Crow in the leadoff spot. Brandon at 275 has 3 homers. He's driven in 16 runs. Yeah, that's a real dilemma for the runner at third, in this case Caleb Gindle.
You know how pinpoint you have to be as a pitcher to hit that spot, to have it come right back to the catcher like that? That's a tough play.
It's freakish.
Well executed.
Oh, boy. Props to Carlos Corcoran. Foul back.
Now look at this. I mean, can you really be this good? But I mean, it comes right back. Perfection. Rundown is not as tidy as it should be. A little too many throws here, but eventually getting it done.
2-5 to 2-6 on the play. 1-2 on Barnes. He taps this one to third and foul. I don't know if we've seen that particular play in this ballpark.
Well, like I say, it takes perfection to get it done.
We probably have, but yeah, you're right. It's so rare to get that kind of a carom. Eduardo Perez talking it over with Corp.
That's an intriguing conversation.
What do you think that's all about?
I don't know. You're talking about a coach that really doesn't deal with the catchers, having a lengthy conversation with the catcher.
Barnes fouls it back.
I'm really at a loss. I'm intrigued and would like to know.
Michael Gonzalez, a lefty, and right-hander John Axford are warming up for Milwaukee. Gallardo has thrown 96 pitches, 65 have been strikes. Trevor Crow left the game with a right shoulder injury, and that will be updated after the game. Wesley Wright in one inning allowed no hits, no runs, had a walk and a strikeout. That's line to right. And caught by Schaefer. One out in the home seventh.
Well, that's that good aggressive swing by Brandon Barnes that you want to see every time he goes to the plate. He's got some sting in the bat. And I feel like sometimes he doesn't give himself a chance to sting it like that.
He stung it.
Pitch up and away. Didn't chicken wing out that way, just really dropped the barrel to it and hung it out.
It's one hard out for Gallardo, and with the bullpen busy for the Brewers, Ron Renicky leaves him in against Altuve. Altuve's 1 for 3. That's ball one. Brewers have Gomez, Ramirez, and Lucroy due up in the 8th. Brewers about hit the Astros 6-5. Fly ball to right. Schaefer. 2 down. Jason Castro will be next. He has a hit and a walk. 101 pitches now for Giovanni.
We're talking about sloppy, and this game has been at times on both sides. Fly ball to right field, routine out, and the throw comes back into the infield, and he starts rolling around.
Castro now, including his 1 for 2 day, is 5 for 12 lifetime against Gallardo, including a home run. That's ball one.
I keep looking at the stats on Jason Castro, and I see 275 on the board, and I feel like my eye has seen so much better than that over the course of the year.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with 275, don't get me wrong. I just feel like I've been watching a guy who's hit 290 or more.
He homered in Milwaukee off Gallardo last September 28th. Back-to-back homers with Brett Wallace. Two balls and a strike. Gallardo, the opening day starter for this Milwaukee club. In April he was 3-1, but in May he was 1-4 with a 5.97 ERA. That's out to center field. Gomez waiting. In the 7th inning, it goes 1-2-3 for Gallardo, and Milwaukee remains in the lead 4-3.
Brought to you by Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. Scotch Blue, see what you can do. Carlos Gomez, he has been sprinting here and there all over the place in the series. Great catch on Towles Hill and a little excitement in the face. Huge swings, one after another. What was that pitch? And then came up with a very fine backup defensive play, getting it out at third base. That was the first batter of the ball game for Houston, and a key out at third base. You think that guy is enjoying playing? Man, give me some of that.
He leads it off here in the 8th inning and smashes one into the left field corner. That kicks back towards center field, and the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez, goes all the way out. Gomez is running hard to second base, and he has a double, his 18th of the year.
I don't know. I heard a lot of people saying this guy's playing like an all-star. I think he's playing like an all-star and then some. And he does not lack in any enthusiasm, gusto for the game. He gives himself the best shot for the extra base, maybe of anybody I've watched this year.
He has 18 doubles. He has 8 triples. He's aboard for Aramis Ramirez. And there's ball 1. Ramirez is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run. So he's 3 for 29 on the road trip for Milwaukee. Foul back as Cisnero works in a 4-3 ball game, and it's a 1-1 count. Meanwhile, another Ramirez, Manny, according to reports, is not indeed retiring.
Just leaving Taiwan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's leaving Taiwan. They made him an even better offer, but he ended his contract there.
I think he wants to play in Japan, possibly.
Throw goes into center field, and Gomez sprints for third base as it gets by Altuve. And the sloppy play continues.
I used the term "what is going on" earlier in the ball game, and all I can do is repeat it. Man, oh man. Not sure what happens here. Altuve didn't commit all the way to come to the bag, but that's just playing catch.
Yep.
I don't know if that might have gone through the webbing of Altuve. That is what's going on.
Yeah, he looked down at his glove. His glove is broken. Altuve gets an error, his second of the game, but the glove broke.
Just threw it right on through there.
That's 7 errors this year. So is it an error if the glove breaks?
I think the glove maker should get that E.
Okay. Let's give it to the manufacturer.
Boy, that hurts. 1-run ball game late, and you see it go right through the web. It's just not the way that glove is designed to work.
He immediately looked down there. Now he has his backup glove, apparently.
Everybody's got a gamer. You want to take your gamer to the field, but that backup better be ready for games as well.
The infield has to come in with a runner at third, nobody out, with this 1-run lead. And the count's 1-1 on Ramirez. Dominguez checks Gomez, throws to first. 1 out.
The Angels started the day with the most errors in Major League Baseball, one more than the Astros, but it's like the Astros are challenging that number.
Well, with their 3, they've passed the Angels. Manny Ramirez says he does not have any other offers, but he's not retiring.
How does that work? I'm walking away from this team. Nobody's offering me anything, but I'm not retiring.
Well, he's 41 now. He hit .352 with 8 homers, 43 runs batted in 49 games in Taiwan. Jonathan Lucroy has a single and a homer tonight. The infield remains in today, rather. And he was playing for the EDA Rhinos.
And he's looking to get called up.
Inside for ball 1. Juan Francisco's on deck. He finished his contract a week early. It expired June 25th.
Played with Doug Rader back in the, I think it was the initial year of the Toronto Blue Jays, 1977. Doug apparently wasn't overly impressed with the way the Blue Jays were playing or their uniform. And when he joined the club the first day in the clubhouse, the general manager and manager were in the manager's office, and Doug started kind of singing out something about the Blue Jays and the club and the whole bit. And he had his new uniform holding it up, and he's just all of a sudden hollered out in front of everybody, "If I do good, do I get called up?"
Oh.
And it was one of those golden moments on a brand new ball club.
Oh, boy. 1-2.
Of course, Doug was so big and strong and crazy that nobody knew what to say to him, including manager and GM.
Probably not. He used to room with Norm Miller.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, there are a lot of stories that won't be told about that relationship.
Doug was zany, to say the least, and strong enough to back up anything that he might have done.
Fouled away. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
I'm going to guess he hasn't tamed the act down a whole lot yet.
Bull Porter, Doug Brocail hoping Cisnero could make the pitches here to get out of this 8th inning without any further Milwaukee runs scoring, trailing 4-3. 7 hits for the Brewers, 5 for the Astros. Lucas Harrell started, then Wesley Wright worked a hitless inning. And he lets it fly and strikes out Lucroy. Good job by Cisnero. Now, after a runner reached third with nobody out, he's retired Ramirez and Lucroy. That's his second strikeout.
4-5 in the order. Nice work, and now you got to finish that job off.
Yeah, he's pushing for more important assignments, isn't he, with his work?
Yeah, I really think that if you're going to stay with Veras being your 9th inning guy, that Cisnero is the guy that slots 8th inning for me.
Intentional walk here to Francisco to put him on, so it'll be righty on righty with Betancourt coming up.
But you could be looking at your future closer.
He does have very good stuff.
Now, I like the stuff I saw from Brad Peacock in his most recent stint with the club.
He was throwing a little harder, wasn't he, in relief?
It appeared that way to me. And it looked like he had kind of zeroed in on the strike zone a bit more.
Brewers are warming up their closer Jim Henderson now. But he may not be the closer today. He might be the setup man. That's what he was last night for K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez. And K-Rod is 1 save away from 300.
And they seem to have a 2-man closer scenario.
Yes, they do. They have a small committee, closer by committee. Those 2-man committee meetings are pretty quick.
If you're not the president in that scenario, you probably are the second guy.
Yeah, vice president will work. Betancourt is 0 for 3. They're in the top of the 7th in Arlington, 3-2, Oakland leading. That's strike 1. Gomez opened with a double to left. He took third on an error on a pickoff play. And he's at third now with 2 outs. The Brewers have stranded 4.
Brad Peacock, sorry, Brownie, recently, a couple of days ago, a 6 1/3 shutout start, and he's been very good in the last couple of times he's hit the hill.
In tight for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, I just think it becomes intriguing when you look at the arms that are available to you and what you might be able to do as you try to build up this back end of the bullpen. A bullpen that is still last in the major leagues in ERA.
Betancourt reached for it and missed. It's 1-2. There was a split of that 4-game series between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
It's a good live heater.
And a swing and a miss, and Cisnero gets a strikeout and does a marvelous job. He had a runner at third, nobody out, but it's no runs, one hit, one error, two left, 4-3 Milwaukee. At 12:30 p.m. only on Comcast Sports Net.
And now, let's take a look at tomorrow's pitching matchup, brought to you by Chevron. Care for your car. Dallas Keuchel back out to the mound. Dallas has been really good, 4-3 overall, 4.23, that shrinking ERA. Last four starts, 2.13 ERA, while going 3-1. Matt Garza to the hill, the veteran right-hander for the Cubbies, 1-1, almost a 5 ERA. 3-0 lifetime in 6 career starts against Houston.
The bullpen comes into play for Ron Renicky with Jim Henderson. The right-hander's done some closing in 24 games. He's 2-2 with a 1.52 ERA. He's 9 for 10 in saves, but apparently his role today is to be the setup man and work to the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the Astros' 8th.
Surprising that anybody's gotten to him with that 188 batting average against, and right-handers getting just destructed.
Jim Henderson is 30 years old, listed at 6'5", drafted by Montreal in the 26th round in 03. Carlos Corcoran fouls that one.
These Brewers with 2 Canadian-born pitchers in that bullpen.
Unusual, isn't it?
You just don't find a whole lot of Canadian players to begin with. There are becoming more and more. And of course, Joey Votto is probably the leader of the pack. John Axford the other.
In tight, and it's 1-1. We saw the foul ball by Corcoran.
Oh my. Sometimes I just don't know how fans get out of the way of these things. Nice work.
That one was hooking. And a swing and a miss takes it to 1-2. Juan Francisco kind of flinched as he looked from his position at first base into the stands. Looked like he was worried about somebody being hurt.
Yeah, I keep watching hitters take that stroll away from home plate, and I don't get it. I really think the umpires need to step in and prevent that.
Henderson worked One inning last night, gave up 1 hit, no runs. Milwaukee won it 3-1. He came in and worked the 8th with a 2-1 lead. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Francisco Rodriguez got his 5th save of the year. Gave up a couple of hits, but worked a scoreless 9th and struck out 2.
Breaking ball just a bit too much inside. Nice job by Lucroy to frame it.
Pulled foul for Francisco. Henderson was on the disabled list and came off the DL June 8th. He had been out with a strained right hamstring. High drive, right field line, headed for the foul pole perhaps, and Carlos Corcoran bangs one off the foul pole for a home run to tie it at 4-4 against his former club, the Brewers. Chick-fil-A for everybody tomorrow. Home run number 5.
Carlos unloads on what looked like a very good pitcher's pitch. Slider down under the knees. And that is timely. Nicely done.
5 homers, 11 runs batted in. Here's the swing.
Look at that slider. Maybe at the knees, bottom of the knees. Please stay fair. Yeah, he knew he had the distance. Just find that pole.
Strike to J.D. Martinez. Now it's a 4-4 game. Corcoran tying it. 5th home run of the year. He hit 4 all of last year. No balls, 2 strikes. Carlos has had 3 at-bats today, 89 for the season. Had a .477 slugging percentage coming into this game. Very good production for the playing time he's had. That homer went up at 365 feet on the board. And the switch hitter has hit 4 of his 5 home runs as a left-handed batter. Batting average, though, right-handed is .313. He's had a very good year. Foul back, and you know, just by virtue of the fact we see it again today, both catchers are in the lineup. Castro's DHing, and Bo Porter has been doing this more and more often this year because they have both hit so well, and they're both good defenders too.
Provides Castro a chance to get a semi-day off from the rigors behind the plate, and yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer the way the two have swung the bats.
Strikeout for Martinez. Giovanni Gallardo winds up with an ND. No decision after 7 innings, a 5-hit 3-run ball. He did not allow an earned run. He walked 2 and he fanned 6, but now he does not get win number 7 of the year.
Welcome to Eric Bedard's world.
Yeah, true. Jose Veras is warming up for the Astros. Brewers will have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up in the 9th. Carlos Pena 0 for 3 with a couple of punch-outs. For Henderson, that was the 2nd home run allowed in 24 innings. Pena fouls it back, strike 1. The home run ball bit the Astros last night, with the Brewers connecting in the 8th with a 2-run shot from Ricky Weeks, and the 9th, the Ramirez homer. Now the Astros with a little payback with a late inning home run of their own here in the 8th. As Veras, another former Brewer, gets loose. So this could be revenge day for former Brewers. That's laced, And caught by the second baseman, Scooter Gennett, for out number 2. That ball was hit hard, but the shift worked this time for the Brewers.
Here's your shallow right fielder. Line drive goes right to him. Yeah, even if he's playing in the infield and moving around a little bit, that line drive comes right to him. It's one of those hang with him at bats.
Justin Maxwell is 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, the Astros fell behind early 3-0 after a 3 unearned run second for Milwaukee. At that point, they looked like a team in the doldrums. They didn't score till the 5th when they got 2 unearned runs of their own, and now they're back to square one. Crazy game, isn't it?
From day to day, you can think you can see the trends, the way the game is going and what one club and another might be doing, but it doesn't mean anything toward the next game.
Jose Altuve has had a rough day in the field, but you know, for guys who made errors, guys who struck out looking, or whatever the case might be, their club falling behind 3-0 going to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's a fresh start. It's 4-4 in the 8th. It'll all be okay if they can win this game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Isn't it odd the way that works mentally?
The longer the game, the tougher the loss is to take.
In for a strike. That makes it 1-2 to J-Max.
Yeah, this is one of those grinders, a war of attrition with all the sloppy defense that's gone on. And if you can somehow come out with the W, it lessens the load.
Grounded behind third to Betancourt. Zips a throw across to Francisco to end the 8th inning. The Corcoran home run off the right field foul pole ties it 4-4. Southwest.com. Now it's a tie game. The Astros have fought their way back to tie after trailing 3-0 after a 3-run second by Milwaukee, with the 3 unearned runs giving Giovanni Gallardo the lead. Gallardo left after not having allowed an earned run in 7 innings, but now it's 4-4 with Jose Veras, a former Brewer, coming in 0-4 with a 4.06 ERA to work the ninth.
Allowed a couple of earned runs in his last outing, that against the White Sox on the 16th of the month. Opposition hitters have had a tough time hitting just 200 against Jose.
Great job by Jose Cisnero. 1 2/3 innings for Cisnero. He allowed 2 hits, no runs, with 1 walk. That was intentional. He struck out 3. Came in with a man on base in the 7th inning. And he had that play at the plate on Gendel, and he fired the ball over his catcher Corcoran, but it ricocheted right back to Corcoran, and Gendel had taken off for home. He got caught in a rundown. But then after a leadoff double and then a failed pickoff play, sent Gomez to third with nobody out in the 8th inning. Cisnero really got tough. He got Ramirez on a grounder to third. Struck out Lucroy. Intentional walk to Francisco. Struck out Betancourt. And now here's Jeanette. That's strike 1 to him. Jeanette's 0 for 3. Scored a run in the 2nd. So if the Astros win this game, Mr. Cisnero will have had quite a bit to do with that. Preventing that 8th inning run from scoring.
It's been an intriguing game, and I'd love to hear what a first-time watcher of baseball would have to say trying to explain today's game.
No balls, 2 strikes.
That baseball must be really hard to catch.
It might go something like that. K-Rod is warming up for the Brewers. Francisco Rodriguez in their bullpen. Outside from Jose Veras, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. With a big right-hander. K-Rod warming up. John Axford there as well. Breaking ball hit over the second baseman Altuve into right center field. Jeanette went down and golfed that one. He's aboard with a leadoff 9th inning single.
Just mentioned that pitch on the home run hit by Carlos Corcoran. Good breaking ball down and in. This is the same. I mean, breaking ball. You could see Corcoran actually going to try to block this pitch. Watch him flip over in blocking position as it's lined into center.
Almost looked like he knew what was coming. Veras does throw that pitch quite often. Caleb Gendel is the batter. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Dominguez in very tight at third. Could be a bunt situation. He takes it for ball 1 as he squares around.
Carlos Pena has to hold at the bag at first a little bit longer, but he was charging hard.
Pena says something to Veras now. Veras pitched last year for the Brewers. It's 72 appearances for them, and he struck out 79 in 67 innings. Jeanette runs pretty well. Bunted foul.
I don't know where he was trying to bunt that ball. Looked like third base was the only option he gave himself, and yet third base side is where Dominguez is coming right in his face.
Well, if he bunted it right to Dominguez with Matt's strong arm and the way things are looking in this inning, that could be a force out at second pretty easily.
Even asking myself, did he have the presence of mind to think about trying to pop one over Matt Dominguez? Just, it was an odd looking bunt attempt.
Gendel takes a long look down at third base. Veras saved 3 games in as many days against the White Sox earlier on this homestand. Bunted, and Dominguez will take a look at second but take the out at first. He really did not have a strong play on Jeanette, and it's a sacrifice from 5 to 4, 1 out.
Now, Matt Dominguez was playing in. He's anticipating the bunt. He knows there's a bunt. And yet as this ball is laid down, just wasn't able to get to it quickly enough to try to get that lead out. And that's what you're trying to prevent, is that runner moving up. But as it turns out, one of the game's best third basemen defensively can only get the out at first.
Gendel did get a good bunt down. Now the conversation with Veras is catcher Corcoran. Carlos Pena, the first baseman, continues with Segura, the batter. Segura is 2 for 4. He's a real threat in this situation.
Yeah, I really thought that would be all out. Trying to get the out at second base for the guy who's charging the most on the play. That was Dominguez.
The Brewers are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Segura has hit .326 this year with runners in scoring position. Altuve shades near the bag at second base. He spun out of there on a breaking pitch and a strike one call.
This is what the kid in Little League looks like when he sees his first curveball.
Yeah.
That mind may have been saying hang in there, but the rest of the body wasn't agreeing.
A knee buckler. He punches that one foul. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Veras staying away with a fastball that time. At 93, he's had some difficulties locating that fastball in recent games and has relied more on the breaking stuff.
His best command seems to come with that breaking ball.
Really does. It was a smart thought to start out Segura with that breaking ball because he can throw that for strikes. In the dirt, it kicks away, and the runner will advance on a wild pitch.
Boy, is that costly.
And that one bounced, and Corcoran unable to block it and keep it close.
Carlos did not drop over on a breaking ball called. That's beyond me. You couldn't have a more critical time with a breaking ball called and then not drop over to your knees and block. Tried to backhand it out of the dirt.
Sure did. Now
big mistake.
Fielder's in tight now. That advance to third by Jeanette on the wild pitch. Schaefer's on deck. Time is called by Segura. Inside, and it's 2-2.
Veras with that smile that probably says, boy, I thought that was a strike. I can't believe he didn't call it. But I don't think so in watching that.
No, not with the way Carlos Corcoran caught it. Ground ball third, runner coming. Dominguez throws. Corcoran with the tag on Jeanette, and he gets him at home plate for out number 2. Well, the contact play was on, and Dominguez and Corcoran executed a big out.
Well, that wild pitch looked like it really could come up to bite the club. But this contact play where you're going on any ground ball winds up paying right back. All out, and you know that's the kind of commitment I was talking about, anticipating on the bunt play, but full commitment by the Astros to get that out of the plate, and it pays off. Carlos able to completely block that path to the plate.
The Brewers have been unable to get a run home since the 6th inning, although Segura was caught in a rundown, or Gindel rather, in the 7th between third and home. Here's Logan Schaefer now. Runner takes off, and a balk, I think, was called. It's a stolen base. I thought I heard that on the field microphone, but at any rate, Segura steals it, and that's his 2nd of the day and 22nd of the year.
He looks like he can steal a bag at will at times.
He does. He's 22 of 24 in stolen bases.
dances out an extra step twice. He puts himself in a great position to steal it back. Look at that. That's a huge lead before he eventually goes.
Did not look like a balk on that replay, so might have been some non-umpire yelling out that's a balk.
Looks like that runner's in scoring position stat not working real well here for either club.
No, it's not. The Brewers have really been stymied. We've had 3 guys at third base here in the last 3 innings. None have scored. This one trickles away from Corp. 3 balls, no strikes. They got Gomez to third with nobody out in the 8th, and he couldn't come home. Jeanette thrown out at the plate in this inning. They led 3-0 when the Astros came to bat in the 5th. Houston tying it on the Carlos Corper, an 8th inning homer. Ground ball to first. Pena with it. And Veras puts up a 0 in the 9th inning. No runs a hit. A runner stranded. Coming up in the bottom of the 9th, Matt Dominguez has had a very big homestand. Then it's Gonzalez. Then it's Barnes. It's 4-4.
Final game of the series, 4-4 tie here at Minute Maid Park. Very intriguing ball game. Stay tuned for Postgame Live presented by MD Anderson, making cancer history.
Now pitcher number 3 is in, Nash.
John Axford comes on. One of the closers on this Brewers ball club. And numbers don't indicate that he's pitched all that well this year. .450 that ERA, allowing more hits than innings. And maybe guys can take advantage. Opposition hitters hitting .283. A chance to pick one up here in the 9th inning.
And Dominguez leads it off. He is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Gets a curveball, and it's wide for ball 1. Jim Henderson in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, 1 run. No walks, 1 strikeout. Giovanni Gallardo went the first 7, gave up 3 unearned runs, and now it's 4-4 in the 9th. Marwin Gonzalez is on deck. That's out to right center field. Hit a long way by Dominguez, and this one is going to be off the bullpen wall. Dominguez into second. Here's a strong throw, but it's wide, and there's a leadoff double. 3 straight hits in the game for Dominguez. That's double number 14 for Matt.
And the second straight, Brownie, right out to that same spot in front of the Astros bullpen, driving it the other way. When Matt has hit his home runs, he's pulled them, but now maybe showing another facet to his game. That's great work on the breaking ball, out over the plate, drive it the other way.
This has been a really big homestand for Domingo. 3 for 4 in this game. That makes him 9 for 21 on the homestand. With a homer, 9 runs batted in. And now Marwin Gonzalez will try to get him to third at least. 14 doubles, 2 today by Domingo. Gonzalez is 0 for 3. Brandon Barnes on deck. Corner infielders in tight, expecting a bunt from Marwin. He leads the American League in sacrifices. He has 8.
That was close to walk-off hero time.
It was. He spins out of there, and it's ball 1 in tight from Axford.
Yeah, this inning sets up nicely with Dominguez as the 8-hitter. You have your 9-hitter, and Marwin's been, as you say, so adept at laying down the bunt. Then back to the top.
Tuesday night in the 10-1 win, he came up in the 4th inning with the game tied 1-1 and put down a safety squeeze. That worked with Justin Maxwell scoring for a 2-1 lead. Axford worked 1 inning last night, giving up 1 hit, no runs. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
I hate to see when a bunt is on, a hitter take a strike. I know as a manager that is not what you're looking for there.
Brandon Barnes provided the Astros' lone walk-off win at home this season. That was against Colorado May 27th. He is on deck. He doubled into the right field corner in that walk-off win. They've won 4 times period in their last at bat. He's swinging away and chopping it. Francisco will get the out, but he does advance the runner, so will not get credited with a sacrifice, but he does the job asked of him on out number 1. A drawn-in first baseman, and he still chopped it in front of him and advanced the runner.
What an intriguing ball game. I mean, you just can't anticipate that you can come up with the perfect swinging bunt in that scenario where you're trying to get a bunt.
How crazy is that? If he hits it sharply to Francisco on 1 hop, he has a real shot at Dominguez at third, but he dribbled 1. And now Renicky comes out.
Look at this. The center fielder Gomez has jogged into the mound to be a part of this scenario, and maybe because he knows the likelihood is that the skip says let's bring the outfield in.
Well, they might go with a 5 infielder alignment, perhaps.
Yeah, you wonder.
Bring one of the outfielders in and make it 5 infielders. Put maybe one of those outfielders behind second base.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think Gomez is looking for his infielder's glove. Yeah, forget it. I'll just go ahead and use this one.
It begs the question, though, with Gomez's arm, and it appears that he becomes the 5th infielder. Yes, he's going to be on the left side of the infield. With his arm, and with a fly ball and Dominguez's running speed, would you prefer to have him in the outfield for a throw to the plate? Well, obviously, Renicky knows his club better than we do.
Does he need a cutoff man when he gets the ground ball?
Now he's going to move up the middle, and Segura is going to be in between the 3 infielders on the left side. And the infield drawn in for Brandon Barnes. 0 for 1, a line out to right. A chance for his second walk-off game winner this year, and there's ball 1.
That's a very shallow outfield. I would contend that you could probably back those guys up a little bit and still have a fly ball that doesn't present the chance to send the runner. And maybe Renicky figures they can back up on their own to that point.
Barnes takes a wide one, and it's 2-0. Altuve on deck. Well, the way the outfielders are positioned, Gindel over toward really shallow left center, and Schaefer more toward straightaway right. There's all kinds of room in center field. Any ball hit to center field is a game winner.
The 2-0 count here, by the way, doesn't mean to a hitter that he's going to get a fastball. This is walk him if you need to time.
Yeah.
And there's the breaking ball.
2-1.
Just bends one through.
Axford, one of those Canadian-born pitchers Ash was talking about, 30 years old. Pitched 75 times last year for Milwaukee. He took over as their closer. He had 35 saves and 44 chances last year, and 46 saves the year before. So he really took over before last year.
What is the assignment for Matt Dominguez? Does he have a go on contact kind of a play?
It's a really good question.
Oh, boy. Now taking 2 strikes after a 2-0 count, Brandon Barnes has put himself in a tough spot.
Dave Tremblay with signs.
You cannot afford the strikeout here.
And that is the strikeout for out number 2.
Yeah, that really didn't come down to the last pitch for me. It came down to the previous 2 where you had a chance maybe to put something in play.
Now Gomez goes back to center field. A chance to win it. Went by the boards, but still, there's Altuve. And he's 1 for 4. Gomez back in center. The infielders back deep with 2 outs now. Altuve takes a look at it. It's strike 1 to Jose with Jason Castro on deck. Altuve did not face Axford in last night's game. In the dirt, and a good play there by Lucroy. 1-1. The Astros tied it on an 8th inning leadoff homer by Carlos Corporate off the right field foul pole. Milwaukee is stranded 7. Houston has left 6. Bouncer out to second base. Jeanette over to first, and extra innings have come to Minute Maid Park after 9 as the Astros got the leadoff double but failed to get Dominguez home. It's tied at 4. wild side. Tied 4-4 through 9 here in Houston, Texas at Minute Maid Park. 8 hits for the Brewers, 7 for the Astros, 3 Houston errors, 2 of those coming in the 3-run Milwaukee second. Hector Ambriz will be pitcher number 5 for the Astros. He had a rough night last night. He's 1-4 with a 5.28 ERA, and he took his 4th loss last night, giving up 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning, allowing a home run to Ricky Weeks in the 8th and another to Aramis Ramirez in the 9th.
Yeah, that batting average against at .317 indicates that the struggles have gone beyond just the one night. But boy, did the Astros just let a golden opportunity get away.
Yeah, runner at third, 1 out. They couldn't get him home. Dominguez left at third base. Now the Brewers come up with Gomez leading it off in the 10th inning. He is 2 for 4. The Brewers are 4-4 in extra innings. The Astros are 2-1. Ambriz misses. There's ball 1 from Hector. Ambriz had put together a good run of work until last night. Showing bunt, Gomez takes a look at ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. He got 2 holds in the White Sox series, one in the 4-3 win, the other one the 5-4 win, June 15th and 16th. Pitching scoreless baseball in those. Well, last night it came crashing in around him. He got a blown save and a loss, coming in with a 1-0 lead in the 8th inning. 2 balls and a strike, such is the fate of a reliever in a lengthy major league season. In 29 innings, he's been tagged for 5 homers now with a .317 batting average against him. Line shot left field. That's lifted, and J.D. Martinez goes up. Looked like it might get over him, but Martinez left his feet to corral that hot liner by Gomez.
Boy, if there was a time for some good defense on this rather shabby afternoon defensively, this is it, because if this ball gets by, Carlos Gomez on the bases very well may come up with a 3-back. That's a gem by J.D.
Oh, he rolled his foot.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Not at all. Strike to Ramirez. Aramis 0 for 3 after being hit by a pitch. He scored a run in that 3-run second. Jose Barris in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had no walks, no strikeouts. It's a 1-ball 1-strike count now for Hector Ambriz, who has pitched quite often in the 7th and 8th innings for the Astros this year. Now it's a 2-ball 1-strike count. Michael Gonzalez warming up for the Brewers, a lefty. The Astros have lefty hitting Jason Castro due to lead off the bottom of the 10th inning. Then the switch hitter Corbin, then Martinez. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. Astros relievers have 6 wins. They have 16 losses. That leads the American League. And they've allowed 42 long balls. And that figure is tops in the American League as well. Now it's 3-2 on Ramirez. Ball 4. 1-out walk puts Ramirez at first for Jonathan Lucroy. The third base on balls by Astros pitchers today. Like a pinch runner coming in for Ramirez. He's been nursing a sore left knee for a while now. And Josh Prince will be that pinch runner.
I was about to say that the good news in walking Ramirez is that you're not facing a running scenario, any kind of stolen base, whatever the Brewers might choose to put on. But now you change that around.
Jonathan Lucroy is the batter. He homered in the 6th inning after singling in the 2nd. 2 for 4 today. Ball 1 coming from Hector Ambrose. Goes over to first on the pinch runner, Prince. Pretty close play there as Prince went diving back on the throw from Ambrose. Well, late afternoon, the markets are closed. Our market update is not good. Panic has sent the Dow on a nosedive today, and it suffered its biggest drop of 2013.
Now I feel better about things.
That kind of a day, isn't it? That pitch is up for ball 2, and Carlos Pena runs over toward the mound.
What's the panic all about?
It's about the Fed. The Dow went down 353.87 points. Ooh. More than 2%. Worst single-day sell-off since November 2011. All 30 of the Dow's components in the red today. That followed a 200-point drop yesterday. Two balls and a strike. So it's good that we have baseball to entertain us on a day like this. Okay, they're worried about interest rates, Ash.
So am I, but I'm not going to throw everybody's money away in the process.
Ground ball goes foul, and it's 2-2. Well, it's only one day. Tomorrow's Friday. It probably jumps.
But you just told me it was 2 days.
Well, it was 2 days. You're right. You're always listening, aren't you?
I believe you, buddy.
Doggone it when you listen like that. Chicago, here we come.
When?
I'm not sure. Somebody was saying the other day, because of these long games, some of these lengthy extra inning games, they ought to put a cap on it. They ought to play a couple of extra innings and then have a home run derby after that.
Did you notice I didn't argue initially there at your statement?
People come up with all sorts of schemes to get what they want, don't they?
People always talk about, well, you know, it's a great game because there's no clock on it. I don't know.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, no, it's going to be called a foul ball. Corcoran really unhappy at this. Now Bo Porter comes out on the Dan Bellino call that the ball hit the ground. They may ask him to check with one of the other umpires. But he was emphatic with his call that the ball hit the ground and did not go directly off the bat into the mitt.
Let's see what we can see. Oh, yeah, no question. Good call at the plate. Yep, and you know, Carlos is doing a heck of a sell job on this one at the plate.
But did he swing and miss?
Yeah, I guess that's the larger question at this point, and I wonder if that's what Bo is actually asking.
Yeah, I think so, rather than a foul.
Because I believe the first base umpire, Tim Welke, has come on and said, look, I saw it as hitting the dirt too, but Bo may be saying, yeah, but did he swing and miss?
Well, apparently the ruling by Dan Molino is that he barely a piece of it. Didn't really look that way, did it, on that replay?
Really tough to tell.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Lucroy remains alive.
You know, I think as much as anything, you're listening. Well, I was listening so hard I didn't see.
Well, Lucroy was nodding his head, of course, in agreement.
Clearly, you guys got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that he made contact, Brownie. I think that that had to be the argument that Bo was persisting with.
We could not hear anything on that replay with the bat making contact with the baseball. Line drive goes foul.
Heard that one.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul ball. This will be the 8th pitch by Ambriz to Lucroy after this conference breaks up.
Yeah, it's times like these where the game just slows to a crawl that I think there have to be ways you could implement some speed up.
Swing and a miss, and he did strike him out after all. 2 outs.
Yeah, just good old high country heater time.
Now Hector Ambriz with the runner at first and 2 down faces Francisco. Juan is 0 for 3 with an intentional walk today. The Rangers have the lead over the Athletics 4-3, top of the 9th in Texas. Fly ball out to center. Brandon Barnes with the play to end the top of the 10th. No runs, no hits, and a man left. Good catch by J.D. Martinez, and it's still tied at 4. Junior college, so an area left-hander who's worked very often as a major league pitcher. Comes in at 0-2 with a 2.66 ERA. And you see the numbers for Michael Gonzalez.
So you can tell he probably has some very nice form of a changeup. The right-hand hitters having a tough time. The left-hand hitters have enjoyed life, hitting 292.
Hector Ambriz has put up a 0 in the top of the 10th inning. Now the Astros with Castro, Corcoran, and Martinez to bat in the bottom of the 10th will try to get him a win. Castro singled in the 4th inning. He walked in the 5th. He's 1 for 3 today. 208 is his average against lefties. But lately, much better. 4 hits in his last 6 at-bats. The Astros faced 4 left-handed starters in the 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox. And so he has seen several at-bats recently against southpaws. Carlos Corcoran due up next. Castro takes a look at strike 1.
That's the changeup, but well, that was left up in the crush me zone. Doubt that he goes by the name Norma. You see on his glove, got Norma written there.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
0-2. Well, it's one way to prevent anybody from picking up your glove. Not a bad technique.
There it is.
Okay.
Dare you, go ahead, make my day. Steal this glove.
Castro looks at 1 in the dirt. 1-2. For the season, Jason has 48 at-bats against lefties, 2 home runs. Corcoran's out in the on-deck circle. A lot of room in right center for Castro. Taps that foul. Brewer bullpen has 11 wins, 11 losses, a 3.01 ERA. Castro hit 2 homers in that White Sox series, and both came off southpaws. He connected Saturday night off John Danks, and then hit a 2-run homer on Sunday against Matt Thornton. Fouls this one back. Still a 1-ball 2-strike count for Michael Gonzalez. And well over 400 major league relief appearances. He was drafted by the Pirates in '97. Last year he pitched for Washington. Had 47 appearances for the Nats. Now it's 2-2. Brandon Kinsler's warming up for the Brewers. Gonzalez had Tommy John surgery when he was with Atlanta in '07. That's strike 3. 1 out in the home 10th. Here's the blow that tied it in the 8th inning. Carlos Corcoran.
Watch the location. Tough pitch. Down. He just goes down and gets it, hooks it, and his prayer was answered that it stays fair.
He's gone 1 for 3 after being hit by a pitch. Now coming up as a right-handed batter with a .313 average from this side of the plate. This year, 1 homer as a right-handed batter and 48 at-bats. Travis Blackley's warming up for Houston. Fouled away for strike 1. J.D. Martinez on deck. Gonzalez last pitched on Sunday at Cincinnati, 2/3 of an inning. He was the Brewers pitcher of the month in May. Signed as a free agent back in January. Corcoran looks at it. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Carlos. final in Texas, the Rangers beat the Athletics 4-3. Tanner Shepard's winning to go to 5-0, beating Sean Doolittle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Nathan got his 22nd save. So that is almost a dead heat.
After Carlos swings and misses here, he goes back into that stroll that he has perfected, walking all around the home plate area.
Way up for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Time for the little practice swing and then take a walk around the block.
Oakland's lead over Texas is now down to 1 game. They're even in the loss column at 32. Should be fun to watch that race unfold, but nobody else is in the race in the AL West. Everybody else well under 500. Angels, Seattle, and Houston. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Lucroy, and Corcoran will make it to first base. On a strikeout and wild pitch. Strikeout number 2 for Gonzalez, number 10 for Milwaukee pitching.
10th strikeout on Astros hitters today turns out to be a plus. There's that changeup, probably a screwball form, and that's why the right-hand hitters have struggled so much against him this year.
J.D. Martinez is 0 for 4. He reached on an error in the 6th inning and came around to score on a Mad Dominguez double. Carlos Pena's on deck. J.D. whacks one right field corner. Corcoran heads for third base. Ball picked up by Schaefer. Schaefer throwing into second. Martinez is safe there with a double. Second and third, 1 out. Double number 11 for Martinez.
We have seen this scenario for the Astros come up a few times recently. Twice, I believe, in Seattle, where Carlos Corcoran or Jason Castro, the catcher, on base late in the ballgame and a chance to win or tie. And Bo Porter has chosen not to go to the bench. And you wonder on this double, might a speedier choice have had a chance of scoring? Carlos gets to third. Likely not.
Now we're going to get a pinch runner. Josh Fields, a relief pitcher, coming in to run for Carlos Corcoran. Remember, Brandon Barnes has already been brought off the bench in this game with the injury to Trevor Crowe, so Ronnie Cedeno would be a choice from a position player standpoint. But Corcoran now coming out of the game, and Bo Porter is rolling the dice that he can win it right here with a pinch runner, a pitcher, Josh Fields.
I haven't seen a whole lot of times when a pitcher is used as a pinch runner that a lot of positives take place. But let's hope right here the speed is able to make a difference.
Pena, the batter, he's 0 for 4. Infield in. High drive. Forget about that. This game is over. A 3-run homer. Carlos Pena. And the pinch runner, Josh Fields, scores his first major league run as Carlos Pena takes a tour on a 3-run homer to win this ball game in the 10th. 7-4 Houston. Second walk-off win by the Astros at home this season, and Pena gets home run number 8. 24 runs batted in for Carlos Pena, who jumped all over that pitch to give the Astros a tremendous homestand with a 5-2 record.
Yeah, that's fun stuff. Something left up and in. Carlos just takes all the pressure off of Fields as a base runner and slams it way out of here. No doubt about it. Just don't let the kids get hurt. That's all this is about. Yeah, the left-hand hitters have had a pretty good time against Gonzalez.
And Bo Porter's club wins it to take this series, winning 2 games to 1 from Milwaukee in this interleague series. Final score 7-4 Houston in the 10th.